No
brief
way
but flighting romance was over.
am I gonna deal with a spooty head like that. Right, Norby?
Hello and welcome to the Pixel Podcast. My name is Matt. I'm here with Ethan.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Just me and Ethan today.
Yep, that's
no
it.
one else.
No one else.
Except for Ricardo.
Ohio
he
gozaimasu.
snuck in.
Oh, it's not the morning, but thank you for saying good morning in
Ohio.
Japanese. It's a good thing it's just me, Ricardo, and Ethan in this room,
Yup.
and no one else.
Anyone else who would join now would be some kind of suck.
No, the only
hey guys.
Brandon, you're supposed to be quiet for the whole episode except for the very end.
Sorry, I'll
As
go back
is,
in my hole.
as is your custom.
Yeah, he messed it up.
Finally.
Brandon's here, everyone.
Hey guys, it's your boy Brandon.
It's your boy Brando. Today on the Pixel Podcast, Ethan, what we got? You won.
Oh, beer. I was
Oh,
like,
we're already moving on the beer? Okay.
All right, beer.
Well, I mean, we could just talk about
Beer.
nothing for a while if you want.
Beer.
no,
SpongeBob
let's
just
get this
now.
going. We always talk about nothing.
Yeah, and
Let's-
also
let's
we've
do
gone
something
long
else.
in the last few podcasts
Yeah,
as well.
so we gotta speed this up.
Ethan's already like, gosh, guys, time is money.
Time is money, friends. Green Flash. This is the brewery in San Diego. I actually always pass by this bottle because I think the logo is very boring, and I think the style
And
of
we
their
all know we choose things by the logo. I'm 100% not being sarcastic.
Yeah.
We totally choose things by the
lot
logo
of
and
times.
the thing.
and the only art they have is very nice font, and it's kind of boring looking.
Yeah,
so I never
it's
buy
very
it.
minimalist.
But a friend went, a couple friends actually went to this brewery place, and they said it was good, and I was like, oh yeah, that exists. I should maybe try that because I always heard good reviews about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
we're drinking the Soul Style IPA.
That's an India Pale Ale.
Described as bright and tropical.
Now,
Taste enlightenment.
I'm not a big fan of IPAs, but this one's actually it's not overly bitter. It's not overly hoppy.
I like
which
it.
I do appreciate.
Yeah, I myself like a lot of IPAs. This is definitely a very drinkable IPA.
It's smooth.
And might I be first to say that the Simcoe, Citra, and Cascade hops are layered, allowing bright tropical waves of flavorful citrus.
That's a
and
good
floral
pickup.
notes.
That's a good pickup.
Brandon,
Gently
Brandon's
on the
palate is
palate.
extremely refined. He's
Oh,
only
sorry,
taken.
We should have him on more.
As I said, you've only taken a few sips of that. How's the nose?
The nose. Well, my nose is feeling really good, and this smells nice too, if that's what you're asking. Beer.
We do have to give a disclaimer here. Ethan's provided us with bottles, but the bottle caps do say "enjoy in a glass." This is going to affect the review score,
It's a glass
we-
bottle.
but we need to disclose that.
rebels.
We need to disclose
Asterisks.
that. Asterisks on this review.
Okay, so what would you review it?
I'm gonna say 3, but I will admit that I don't like IPAs all that much. So I mean that's
Considering
probably
it
partial
wasn't
to
that
me,
expensive, it was like on the cheaper end. That factors in a little bit because stuff like Sculpin's like a fortune.
Yes.
But yeah, it's freaking yeah. Ballast
th-
Point, man.
This is it was a 4.
I
think everything's been a 4 so far.
I would go with 3. I would
I'm
go
gonna
with
go
3.
3.
Okay.
Brandon, you can give whatever you want. It's out of 5.
I'm gonna give it a bright and tropical out of 5, and that's a very glowing review. I don't typically rate beers on that scale, so
Gotcha.
I'm feeling very bright.
Brandon's
about
non-standard grading scale.
Okay, now correct me if I'm
this. Okay,
wrong.
3. I'll give it a 3. 3.5.
No, that's fine. Do what
Correct
you
me
want.
if I'm wrong, but is the green flash like? Is that
Is that DC canon?
no, is that like what they talk about the
I
green
think it's a
flash
thing. That's a thing.
in Pirates of the Caribbean,
No.
where it's like a green flash means a soul crossing over from the other side or whatever. Like,
Well,
on
there
the
does
Earth.
say something about taste enlightenment.
Well,
I
here's
think
the
it's
thing
a
about
Buddhist thing or something.
no. What the green flash is when you see a sunset, you watch it
That's
sunset.
right. and you
Right
see
when
that.
it gets to the very bottom and disappears, there's a little flash, a little green flash.
What?
Yeah, and that's
Say-
exactly.
And I think that is
what-
from Pirates. That is what they're
And that
referencing in
would be
Pirates of
why
the
the-
Caribbean. But
and that's why the logo looks like a green flash.
with a sunset.
Is
now
that
it all makes sense.
some sort of color spectrum thing?
I think so.
Sure.
It's like the.
I'm just gonna say I think so, and I don't
Sure.
actually know at all. But yeah, it's actually an alien firing off a signal ray just every time.
What
But
did Pirates
Disney-
say? It was a soul crossing over? Probably right.
Yeah, they were
probably
like.
close enough.
That sounds about right.
And then it's like,
Wait, only one.
I'm Orlando Bloom, and I'm coming back to the land of the living, and I'm done being Davy Jones now with my dad.
Oh, is he in the new one? I don't
No,
know.
that's how the third one ended, like the post-credit sequence.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
It's
that's
like
right.
Elizabeth is like, I have a daughter. We're looking at the horizon, and there's a green flash.
No, he can only
and
come
then
on.
Will
He
is
can only
like,
come on
"Oh, here I
on land
am."
once every 10 years, something like
Oh,
that. That was
that
like his
could be
one.
it.
That was like his one
Yeah.
time.
So
going-
that was
It's
him.
not like a permanent. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom can now go do other things and not have to be in these Pirates movies anymore.
Indeed.
So we can cut him.
Which he
out.
And
really-
Keira Knightley.
Which he really shouldn't have been in more than the first one, anyways.
None of them should have been in more than the first one.
I feel like you have to have Johnny Depp, although these days I don't think you have to have Johnny Depp in anything.
Ooh, let's not get into that. That's real. That's real.
Oh, is
topical.
that too
That's
real for you guys?
No, it's just too not in my purview. I know only vaguely.
I'm not knowledgeable enough in that
Yeah.
subject.
Well,
Johnny Depp
That
is in that
seems
bad
that-
movie.
that seems terrible.
Alice the Looking Glass.
He's
I hear.
been
It's
in
not
a lot.
good.
He's been in a lot of bad
that's
movies.
exactly what I was referring to, Ethan.
Yeah.
That's what I was
That's what
talking
he's
about.
referring to.
Okay,
You
that's
got
it.
it.
Okay.
You picked it up.
Yeah. Why would they
Uh,
make a second one of those movies?
because
First of all?
money.
They already
Needed
because they.
Yeah,
they
but
already,
who
like,
wanted
the
it?
demand.
Money.
What kind of money could they get?
the
Who wanted
Sims
another
kids.
one?
I think it must have. Well, I mean, the first one must have been profitable. I don't know if how much, but
Maybe.
it was terrible. I saw it. It was terrible. But
It's the people who never stopped loving Night Before Christmas.
You mean everyone? Because that's
Yeah,
a good movie.
Exactly. So it's made for
Yeah, but
everyone.
the funny thing about that and the whole reverence for Tim Burton based on Nightmare Before Christmas is he didn't even direct it.
he didn't, and he hasn't made a good
You're right.
movie
It was
in
just his idea.
years.
It was just his idea.
It's just like George Lucas.
I did like
George
that.
Lucas had a really good idea. Also, did not direct good movie.
But
Yeah.
he let his buddies
I like
direct
Batman.
it, and that was good. I like
Yeah, no,
Batman.
I love Batman.
Again,
I like
but
Batman.
Tim Burton hasn't done a good movie in years. Not.
So
He's
since
never done a
early
good
Frank
movie.
and Weenie was okay.
Did he direct?
Yeah, but that was
Did he
that
do
was a
s- did-
short.
did
he
No,
direct,
Frankie Weenie was good. The short that Frankie the
Frankie Weenie.
Frankie Weenie.
Frankie
no, but
Weenie.
I
Frank Weenie.
may or may not at the time
In a
have gotten
world.
the collector's edition of Nightmare Before Christmas on
Okay.
like Blu-ray or something. Don't worry about it. Anyway, and so with that, it came with the original Frank and Weenie short. That was really good. It was a really good short
But it didn't
film.
need to be a full-length feature.
It didn't. I don't think it needed to be a full-length
Yeah.
feature. And that's probably why it was just okay. But the reason why it was at least okay is because it was based off of something great that he originally did. Anyway,
no-
that's
it's no-
I remember that came
It's
out around the
no-
same time as Paranorman. And Paranorman
No
was a far
Paranorman
superior.
is what I was about to say.
Did he do Sweeney Todd? Was
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
I like
Sweeney
Sweeney
Todd
Todd,
was
but I
good.
mean, but that's a musical that someone
It's
else
already,
That's
it's
very
already
true.
a thing. It's
Right.
not. Yeah, it was
It
not
was-
new.
It was like
What's
right
the
for
last
it to be
good?
Tim
Yeah, is that the
Burton's.
last good Tim
that
Burton
might be it.
movie?
I'd go
I think
with
that's,
that.
That's probably the last good one, right?
I'd go with that.
What's the last good?
People like Corpse Bride.
I liked
Yeah,
that
I
at the
feel like-
time.
I
It was
never really
okay
saw
now.
it. Did he direct that one again? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah, that one he
directed.
directed.
All right.
In
Yeah, I don't know,
hindsight,
man.
it was okay.
I see. I didn't have this childhood attachment to Tim Burton in the first place, so my opinion of him is not like of a great director. It's of a like, I saw Nightmare Before Christmas a lot later in life, and I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
He has
But-
decent ideas.
Dark Shadows.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that's not.
All right.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Moving on.
I
Big
actually enjoyed
Fish.
that one.
Johnny Depp, where is all
Big
the rum?
Fish was supposed to be good.
Yeah,
Big Fish? Oh yeah, that was him. It's a pretty good movie. It's a weird
Alright.
movie.
he's done some stuff.
Guys,
Yes.
think there's a giant gorilla in the room we haven't
Oh.
mentioned yet.
Oh.
See how I substitute elephant in the room for gorilla in the room? Because I'm
There's
talking
Now,
about
why
the
would that
game that
be?
we're going to spend the next hour and a half talking about, pretty much.
Donkey Kong.
Overwatch. You
Yeah,
We've all
Diddy
been
Kong
playing
Racing.
Donkey Kong Country Returns 2
Yes.
Tropical Freeze.
It was so good.
Gold banana.
Okay.
DK.
So
Donkey
yeah, Overwatch
Kong.
is great.
Overwatch was the game that we were
It's so
actually.
good.
I did say it earlier already.
Donkey Kong 64 is kind of like Overwatch.
Yeah,
Each
yeah.
of the-
Multiple characters.
Each of the Kongs have different weapons.
yeah, different
Oh my God.
abilities.
Different abilities.
It's a team. You assemble them.
You gotta assemble your team.
Overwatch is great. We've talked about it a lot, but we're gonna talk about it more because.
Yeah.
We all been playing it a lot. Like before we played the beta, a little bit.
But now it's like every night.
Every
We just.
like every.
I feel
day.
like
every night.
Ethan had previously played the most of it during
Yeah,
the beta
but
period.
now everyone else
now
is
kinda-
everybody is in. Everybody's in there.
I don't feel special anymore.
No,
Oh, it's so good.
it's
Oh.
so good.
And I also don't get any cool skins I had during the beta, and everything I open
I
up is
felt-
garbage.
I felt like
Oh.
it was dropping really nice stuff during the beta, and then they
Yeah.
reset everything, and then I've gotten one.
Here's the sprays.
Yeah, a bunch
here's
of
the
There's
sprays. bro.
voiceovers, voice lines.
Those
I don't
are
even know when they
Yeah,
use. When do they
it's
use
the
those?
emote, the
codes?
emote wheel that you can do like things.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
one
it's
that just says voice
one
line.
says voice line.
Oh, okay.
It's stupid, but that's okay. That's just me. The gameplay's still fun.
The gameplay is still fun, but I
really want a sick
skins.
intro.
I really want really cool skins or a sick intro.
I want the intro.
I have a cool highlight intro for Soldier 76.
Dang,
good.
I would like that because I get him all the
It's the one
time
where
as. Now I'm just mad because I get him as play the game a
The
lot.
skin
Yeah.
drops are terrible, and they're charging money for loot boxes. So you can't even guarantee. You
It's
can't even buy
just
the
like
coins
it's-
to pay for like, the skin. Oh, I want this one skin.
You can,
I'll
you
buy
can pay.
1,000 skin. I'll buy
No.
1,000
Oh, yeah,
coins,
you're
and
right.
then buy this skin. You have to buy loot boxes, and then hopefully get the skin that you wanted.
Yeah, it's like
You're right.
that. It's like that.
Mass
That
Effect 3.
Mass Effect 3 kind of open up a booster pack and see what you get. Maybe you get a
But
new
it's
character.
unlike
the
Mass
thing
Effect
is,
3, where you could be like, this one's guaranteed to have,
Uh-huh.
legendary in it if you buy this pack or.
not to mention all the things in Mass Effect 3 like are useful to you playing the
That's
game or add a new thing for you playing the game.
Totally,
Loot
those are actual
boxes are
physical.
just like
Cosmetic,
here's.
and you're not guaranteed anything. Like I mean,
So you don't need to pay for them.
no, you don't for sure. I wouldn't recommend anyone do. Please, if you're playing this game, especially if you're playing this game a lot, do not pay money for the
Don't
loot
bother.
boxes. Do not.
Yeah, once
do
you
not
hit the
mess with it.
Right,
once you hit the
don't-
prestige level, there's a level where you level out, and then it takes you back to level
Wait,
1.
Brandon,
The way you're looking, Brandon,
Oh,
it
no,
looks as
Brandon.
if like
Brandon.
you've been buying
Brandon.
loot boxes.
That boy Brando, what'd you do?
Brandon.
Why have you been? No,
Brandon.
why
Why are you all looking at me? I didn't.
have you really been buying loot boxes?
How
Yep.
much did you spend?
Why?
$20.
How much?
Oh.
That gets you what? 25
I
loot
got
boxes.
no. I
How many
bought
did-
them at separate
Oh
separate
no!
times.
So you didn't even get best value.
No, I didn't. I didn't. No. So,
This is shameful.
yeah. So
Shameful
I got
display.
out of these 20 because I bought them at 3 separate times.
Oh,
I got
Oh my
21
God.
loot boxes out of it. I got some good stuff. I got a lot of coins. I almost got 1,000 coins so I can get the legendaries that I want. Legendary
what's
skins?
your legendary purchase that you want?
There are 2 that I want.
The hockey player
aren't
one.
they
You see
each-
hockey player Lucio?
Yeah, I
Yes,
love that
I
one.
want hockey player Lucio because he's like basically my second favorite,
Mhm.
but my first favorite. I gotta have that Spookums authorized Scarecrow, the hayseed look
Oh.
for
Junkrat, of
my
course.
freaking
Yeah, that one
Junkrat.
looks.
I need
I've
that.
I actually saw a dude with that in a match.
seen
It
that
looks
too.
sick. It
Yeah.
looks sick.
Yeah, I
I
got
need that.
I do have one legendary. It's a Bastion skin that looks actually really cool. It's like the rusted like
Ooh.
steampunk
That one's
looking
cool.
Yeah,
one.
that one looks
But I
legit.
just suck with Bastion
Yeah, I
a
have-
ton, so
I have
I
a-
don't play him ever.
Cool.
There's-
I have a cool alternate Pharaoh one. It's the mecha one, like her
Mhm.
like
That
kind
one's
of
cool.
Gundam style one.
Yeah,
But
I-
I,
I
want a
I
good-
only play Pharaoh like very
I don't
rarely.
have a single skin.
I got the
Aw.
Torbjorn, the
Single one?
freaking
Nope.
Not even a
pirate
blue?
one.
Nope,
even
no
like a-
skin. So I've
No,
got.
you have to have the colors though, right?
Nope, don't even have the colors.
Well, you've got the Origins edition.
I have the Origins edition. That's it.
How
And you
do
got the
you have
pre-order
the
one.
worst luck?
Wait, you don't even have a color for anybody? Because I have
No.
colors for people that I actually use
No.
too. But
No color.
Yeah.
I have
Same.
like 3 Torbjorn colors, and they're all like the,
No
the basic,
colors.
the basic
Wow.
like.
Every time I
golden.
get a legendary, it's coins, which is cool because I almost have
That's good.
because I have like 500 coins. It's pretty good.
Nice.
I know that's even more like that. You don't even get coins regularly enough to be able to like
Mhm.
earn like if I.
Eh. Again, this is all. Here's the thing.
This is
that's
the
nice
only thing
about
we're talking about
yeah,
this part. We're not talking about the game. We've already talked
Yeah.
about the game. Everyone knows how to play the game.
It's the
You've seen
meta.
You've seen it all over Twitch. You've seen it everywhere. You know what to do.
yeah. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, I think the only thing that unlocks kind of based on a tier system is I think every character has like unique sprays that
Yeah.
Yeah.
unlock the more you play as them. Because I have a
Mhm.
couple.
I don't
of...
think it's the more you play. I think it's you do a certain
It's
stuff.
loot
Oh,
boxes.
okay,
You
so-
get
Yeah.
the sprays you get from loot boxes.
No, but
There are
like
special sprays you
no,
get.
like
Oh,
this.
yes.
Like I got like
get
a
achievements. Yeah, I
few
got a couple
Soldier
of those.
76 and a few Lucio ones that
'Cause
I
you
didn't
did good.
actually like. I didn't
I
actually.
killed a bunch of people with Death Blossom and got like as Reaper once and just got like
die.
It was like skin. No, I just get a spray.
I really
Aw.
like the spray of. There's a spray you can get for Reaper, which is him holding his coat open, and there's just a bunch of shotguns, and it's like his coat is like
pretty good.
super long in the
Yeah.
spray. It's
Pretty
like
good.
a
Nice.
Yeah, some
shotgun.
Some of those sprays are cool. It's just that like the only time I use
You
them
never,
is
like,
at the
use
beginning of the match when you're like, I'm put it on the door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run up and put it on the door.
Yep.
And everybody just puts
True.
their foot on the door.
Yeah, and that's,
then
that's
I'm
the-
sure if I just don't think about it because it's like whatever. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna spray stuff. Maybe someday I'll get.
It's because I'm too busy hastily trying to run back to the point to be like, I'm gonna put my spray on the wall.
Yeah.
Or I'm too like I killed someone. I gotta go back and kill someone else now. It's like
yeah, you're not really thinking about it. I mean, yeah, it's,
Mhm.
it's sprays. I mean, like
There's times.
look. Here's one thing I want to really say that's nice about Overwatch is because of the amount of people that I've been playing with. Is getting in and out of matches with friends is super awesome easy because
Yeah.
you sit in,
Mhm.
you go in, you join their group, you wait, and then if they leave at like whatever happens in the next match, like they'll finish it out and then it'll pop you out and throw you into the game. Like it's so simple to do that. You don't have to beg people to leave the server. You don't have to do anything like that.
That's kind of broken on consoles.
Really?
Oh.
So the way because the thing is
It's
when
got the party system in the actual console level
it's got
itself.
no it's actually in the game.
Oh, okay.
But when you try to leave a game and you're in a group, it asks you if you want to, if you want to bring a group, and then it brings up an actual keyboard command Y or N that you can't actually select, and it
Oh.
defaults to I believe N, and you just break up like the whole.
What?
You
That's
have
crazy.
to break up the whole group every time you leave.
It pops up with
a
wire
game.
N on the PC version.
yeah,
but
yeah.
but
hit
you
wire
just,
N.
you just hit wire N.
No, it doesn't. There's not a way, right?
It's
That,
so
they
weird.
actually covered that in the Polygon review, and I'm like, what? That sounds crazy. And then last night I was playing with me, my brother, and our cousin, and we tried to get out of the match, and then that happened, and then we did the same. Like it happened a few times where we would have to break up the whole group
That's
when we
annoying.
left the game, and then regather up and reconvene.
annoying.
And get
Blizzard
back
doesn't
up.
care about console players.
Guess not.
No.
Is that a surprise?
But I
mean,
I
that's the
imagine
first time they
I imagine
tried.
they'll fix that.
Probably.
That seems
Sure.
like a weird
Blizzard,
oversight.
you know Blizzard, they have good first party support. But I'm curious how they'll do support on the console versions. Because this is the first game that I've seen from that
Well,
Blizzard had on consoles.
The
besides,
consoles,
like StarCraft 2.
the
or-
console
I mean,
makers aren't
StarCraft.
like Xbox. I mean, Microsoft, I should say, was notorious last generation for being like no free updates. That's why TF2 never got updated on consoles. But
Times have changed,
I think
though.
times have changed to the point where you could definitely see
They've
that
done
being
a good.
possible.
They
thing.
did a good job. Diablo 3's all updated.
Yeah, and Smite is all updated.
Yeah,
so,
I
mean,
but Blizzard, Blizzard's has a track record of
Yeah,
updating
I
consoles.
forgot they
so,
came out
yeah,
with Diablo on
3
console.
has been heavily updated on the console version. So I think
Sure.
that's
It'll be
I
fine.
think that they're in it for the long haul. We're
This
not just throwing it
definitely
out there.
feels like a game that Blizzard literally wants everybody to play, like everyone.
and everyone is playing it. It's
Yes.
grabbing so many people I wouldn't
on
expect.
the
Yeah.
internet. If you have seen anything, you've probably already heard.
I'm pretty
and
sure
seen.
everyone I know who plays games has this game.
Overwatch.
Almost, yeah. I mean, like,
Yeah.
my wife wasn't interested in it at all, and then I showed her the freaking the videos that we've been watching, and then she was like, "Oh, this game looks amazing," and that's just from the animations
Yeah,
which aren't
it's
even
not
you know,
even
part of the
gameplay
game.
or
Yeah,
anything.
so now she's been playing it.
I mean, and again,
Mhm.
depending on who you choose, like I started realizing it's like there are characters in here that you don't need to even be good at shooters at all to
Nope.
play. Like again, like I was
No.
playing a ton of Reinhardt, and I started realizing I'm like,
There's
I'm not
nothing
even playing like a
shooting-
shooter
yeah.
character at this point when I'm playing
No.
this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a wide variety of people, so everyone can get into it. You know,
Guys, let's talk about how Bastion's OP and Blizzard needs to nerf him, and he's the worst. And Blizzard,
just need
Blizzard
to
is
know how to
terrible.
deal with him.
Blizzard doesn't know how to balance the games. There's a
Totally.
Change.org petition apparently
to
to
kill
nerf
that
to
guy.
nerf Bastion. Every time I see someone complaining about, and believe me, I get really annoyed playing against Bastion. It definitely sucks when someone's good at Bastion and knows how to, or they've got a Reinhardt and a Mercy also like healing / buffing them.
they should have seen Bastion
Um,
in the closed beta.
But yeah, but
was
I mean,
he like
Oh, yeah.
really
He had
bad
a
back in the day?
shield on the front that anytime you shoot the
Oh,
shield,
I remember
it
seeing
would
that.
re-
I remember seeing
it'd
that in
come back.
the old trailer.
Oh, in the
yeah,
old
yeah.
one,
Really
yeah.
little-
Zarya like kills a Bastion, and it's got like a weird like shield on
Little
the
hover
front.
shield.
Yeah,
of it.
so the shield can come back, and also he did a lot more damage. I think. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
he did
I
more
don't know
stuff.
how much more
Yeah.
damage he could do because he can shred
He
you
can
pretty,
shred people.
pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
The thing is that even though I get annoyed with him, he is 100% not overpowered
Yeah,
at all.
totally.
Like he
No.
is completely beatable. You just got to not charge straight
you have
at
to
him.
just know where he is.
Yeah, and that is annoying to definitely go around a corner you didn't know, and then but anything can
Just
do that.
get
Like
cut.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a
Torbjorn.
roadhog could be there,
Or a
and
Torbjorn turret,
yeah.
or like a
Toblerone.
bunch of Symmetras.
Toblerone turret. Yep.
Toblerone.
Toblerone
But-
turret, or a bunch of Symmetra turrets. happened
so
to me a
much.
million times. Like when I was playing as Reinhardt, I'd walk through like an
overhang.
overhang and then just like be
Yeah.
immediately stuck to with like 6 beams, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is
And
bad.
then you
And
die.
with that, I think it just brings us to the fact that it's not that anyone's overpowered. It really is just that exactly what Blizzard was trying to encourage by giving you all the characters at launch rather than what everyone thought they were going to do, where you have to pay for people or there's a rotation, is that you and your teammates need to change out your people
Yeah,
on the
and-
fly
and a
when
lot of-
you are faced with these things.
And a lot of public games I've seen. I've had good teams 100%,
Yeah.
and I've
Oh,
had
sure.
bad teams, and the bad teams
Yeah.
are the ones that refuse to change characters
Yes,
when
because-
they're losing.
Yeah, or like when you get to
yeah.
that last push and they've now like
They've
pretty much
regrouped.
regrouped and perfected like their defense against you, and like 3 of us need to change. Like 3 of us need to change, just not
Just
even
to throw them off.
Yeah,
not
even just to
to
because like, oh, I'm really good at this other character. It's like,
But
no,
because
we
they know
just
your
need another
strategy.
guy,
Yeah.
a different guy.
Yeah.
They-
Like I've done that so many times, like even just with like the single point games, like the single point where you capture the 1 point and then you have to hold it for like 100
Yeah.
points, like just changing from round to round.
Yeah.
Like
I think that's round to round is important. There are certain characters that I feel like are like needed like every round, but
Yeah.
like but for
Lucio.
most
Well,
Lucio
yeah.
is like one of those ones. But I think that like when it comes to like just mixing it up, and then also the other thing is like choosing characters with like if we're suddenly getting pushed back on this on their defense is getting strong, just choosing a character with a big AoE ult or a big like some sort of like because. At first, when I first started playing, I thought the idea that when you die, your ult doesn't reset. I thought that was a bit of a weird thing. So I'm like, it's weird. You feel like they'd want to like punish you for for like messing up and not staying alive longer. But it actually ends up working out really well because it means that like eventually you're gonna get
be
like
able
even
to
if you're
use
getting
it.
trashed, you're gonna get your ult up, and that gives you the opportunity to bounce back.
It's weird trying to pick this game apart and like from a gameplay standpoint and be like, that actually is pretty smart how they did that. Wait, that's actually really like there's just so many little details that they thought about and we're like, you know what, we're gonna change this because and it's weird how they kind of honed it in so well that this game honestly on its face value, it's like, oh, you get a bunch of characters and you play like there's not that many maps, there's like 10 maybe or so.
It's really not that many.
It's really not that many.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. This game kind of on its surface looks kind of lame, but then you pick it, you get down to it, and it's like, no, this is greater than some of its parts.
It looks really shallow.
Everything-
it looks really like not much to it.
but everything in it has so much density,
it's like
which
they
is like
paid,
comboing
they
stuff.
paid attention to every small piece of
Yeah.
the game.
yeah.
I think the only thing that right now that I feel like is, and again, I don't even feel like it's a problem with the game so much, but the only thing that I feel frustrated with is there's 2 maps that have very, very, very tough choke points. The first one is the
Which
Japanese
one are you
Hanamura map on the first
Oh,
point.
the first one, which one? The
the
one where
first-
it's like you're under the pagoda or whatever.
the choke
kinda
point at
thing?
the door, not the pagoda itself, but at the door is very
Oh,
tough. It can be
okay.
very tough. It's not like it's not like I've never won a game on
Yeah.
that map. It's just that, and
I feel
I'm
you.
not even saying I think it's OP or something. I just think that
Yeah.
one's compared to other capture point
Yeah, no,
maps, that
I've
one's a
definitely
tougher
gotten
one.
caught up early in games on that point, but then a lot of times it's just like a
Um,
matter of like somebody has to make a dive.
Yeah.
Like
Someone has
one
to drop
time
a
I
Diva bomb.
literally like was I was Zarya and we just kept getting stuck on that point, and then I finally was just like shelled a few guys, like got a kill, and then I'm bubbling up and I'm running into the point just to contest it, just so that they have to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
And so I did that,
And then your
I drew
teammates-
like 3 people, and then my teammates started to be able to come through
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
There are totally ways to get through that. And the other one is I think the Anubis, the Egypt.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
the
that
first-
one
first- no, the
honestly.
first
Oh, the
point.
first-
the first point. I think the
That
end
one's really
point
easy.
is like pretty. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think,
I think
the
the first
end
one's really
point
easy.
is the
The
tough
end point,
one.
the end point can be tough there.
I'd say the end payload and crap, I don't remember the London one. That one is
Oh,
pretty-
Kings
yeah.
Row.
Kings Row. That one's pretty brutal, hard to get.
I've seen about 50-50 on that one. I feel like
Kings Row. It's
Mhm.
the payload is just so like claustrophobic. Yeah,
it's narrow
during
on that final
during-
corridor. Like you don't have much room to flank. Which is the opposite of the rest of the map. The rest of the map is very
Really open.
very wide with lots of alternate routes. And you get
Yeah.
to that section and you're forced down this narrow.
And which I think that gets down to their level design, which
It
as-
encourages you to
as-
change characters.
exactly it encourages you to change characters. It encourages you to change strategies. I've been watching on my breaks today. I was at work, which shall remain nameless, and what happened is that there was some tournament play happening like streams or like recaps of streams of tournament play, and like Cloud9 Gaming and people like those playing at a crazy competitive level. And it seems like some of the best teams always have a Lucio on with speed boosts, just so whatever it is that they do can happen at that crazy level of speed.
Definitely.
And so that it's less likely to be countered.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's definitely points where, I mean, Ethan, Brandon, and I, like, we've definitely experienced those maps where, like, oh man, they're just pushing. Like, if you just go on the attack and are able to just completely keep moving forward at all times without getting the defensive time to set up and like the speed is definitely makes a difference.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
payload maps especially.
Ricardo was mentioning earlier to me off the cast that Lucio's probably a little overpowered.
Yeah, he feels it.
I kind of have to, like, if there
feels
is
it.
one character that is actually legitimately overpowered, it might be him, just a little bit.
He just
Like, he's counterable, but
he's really survivable with his heal, and then the heal boost, and with his movement. He's really hard to hit, and then even when you hit him, like, unless you are pinning him down, he's like gonna just heal right back up.
he's got a lot of mobility.
Yeah,
so.
he just has to be there in order to heal like everybody in the area.
Yeah.
He can't directly heal someone like Mercy can, and like therefore can't like get the full heals onto them, like the one target that they need to heal. But just him being in a team fight and just skating
It's
around,
definitely helpful. Yeah.
like he's really
And you
really
can kill people,
powerful.
like concentrate killing
Yeah, and
people or
the
doing damage.
his little
His gun's decent.
his gun is
does
pretty
medium
good, and
damage.
especially the little thing that bumps
Pushes
people
bam.
back, like
And his
it's
ult is
great
super
when you
good too.
defend. Yeah, his ult's great. Like he's really, really
he's
good.
one of the best support characters. I'll definitely say that. I still disagree. I think that just like Bastion, he is counterable and he has his weaknesses because he just doesn't do very much damage, even though he's survivable.
Every support doesn't do much damage. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, like that's what I mean. Is
I
that,
feel like maybe Zenyatta might be
Zenyatta
like
does a
the
decent
most
amount of damage.
offensively like
And then
focused
maybe
support.
Symmetra.
No, she's not it was Zenyatta. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Zenyatta.
yes. I thought you said Zarya.
Boop,
boop. Yeah, Zenyatta's one of my favorite characters. Although he's very situational, so I don't play him super often because a Mercy or a Lucio is usually more valuable than a Zenyatta.
And that's what's interesting.
Depends.
I think both Symmetra and Zenyatta are very situational.
Yes.
Almost two opposites of each other. Like that when Zenyatta is good, Symmetra is bad. It seems like.
Yeah, in some ways.
From what I
Symmetra
can
is
see.
Clearly defensive.
is
She's
pure
very
defense,
defensive.
and
Doesn't actually
Zenyatta
heal.
is really great at pushing, at helping a push, specifically with his ults, where he can just aura
Heal.
up everybody.
That's a good heal too.
It's a very, but I will say that Zenyatta's ult is a very good defensive maneuver as well because it
That
makes
too.
you invincible. And so, for instance, if you're contesting a point, you're just invincible while you're doing it. No one can even hurt you. Although you can get bumped around. I think that like going back to Lucio real quick. I've been playing him quite a lot recently, and his counters are basically snipers. They are very good at hitting him, and then also
you can hit
anyone.
him
But
because
again,
he's
that's
really
the thing
fast.
is you
Fast.
just can
Yeah, but
get
even if they
around.
don't headshot
speed
him,
boost
they can
up and
body
run
him.
away.
Yeah, and then
Pretty
someone
effectively.
like a Roadhog or something
No,
like
but
that
see,
could-
can easily deal with Roadhogs now because if they hook you, as soon
You
as
just-
you
you
just get in,
just
you
blast
just
them.
blast them away and then skate in the opposite direction because they
Yeah.
can't because his gun doesn't do as much damage from longer range.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
So-
don't. I mean, I see where you're getting. I see where you're getting at. But
I
he's
would
just
not be so-
He's just not powerful enough.
It's just the
to,
thing
like-
to me is like I feel too often like I am in situations where I'm like, there's no reason why I should be doing as well with this character.
Yeah.
Like, because
I've seen
because, like,
I've seen some bad Lucio play. Like,
definitely there's
like-
there's bad everybody. Like,
I think my thing is I feel like Blizzard might come in and nerf him just a little bit. Not much.
see,
just a
maybe
little bit.
cut his health down just a little bit. He's already a pretty squishy guy, but again,
his
the
health
fact
down
that he
probably a little
can
bit.
that he is constantly regenerating himself, like and all his team, I feel like he could stand to maybe be a little bit squishier.
Not saying much, but just a little bit.
Yeah.
And Blizzard's very good at fine tuning that stuff. And
Yeah.
they've gotten a lot of data, and they've changed a lot even from like any of the
Betas
betas.
and stuff.
So I can see them tweaking him just a little.
Lucio
And-
definitely also has two of the better skins, I'd say. His
Oh
both
yeah,
of-
that hockey one.
his hockey one and his
Frog.
frog,
The
like
frog
kind
one's
of
really good.
dead
That's pretty
mouse
great,
frog
yeah.
style
bit.
thing.
Mouse 5?
Did Malphite?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I get it. I think that I think that
I mean, they're gonna change
I've
the
had
game.
my-
They're gonna
yeah.
change a little bit of the game. They're gonna balance it out, and I just feel like there's gonna be
People
like
are
they're
gonna-
doing
I feel like
they're doing that fine tuning tweaking because even like Street Fighter
guess-
5 got some balance tweaks. You know what I mean? It's
I
like,
guess I define like overpowered though as being like you can be bad at the game, and if you play this character, you'll do
oh
good.
no, I don't see
That's
that.
how I define
Yeah.
overpowered.
No,
So
I see. I don't see that at all because if I
you're,
think
if you're saying he needs to be tweaked a little bit, I think every character could use some
okay.
tweaking. Like I don't think that's an exclusive thing to Lucio,
Well,
but
but-
I think that overpowered to me is overpowered. Like this character is good and he's always good, and you'll never do bad.
well,
if you
see,
play
here's
this
the thing:
character.
is like
and I'd argue that he
I
is
disagree.
good and he's always.
See,
good,
I
But I've
just-
though,
seen
is the
bad
thing.
Lucio.
I
play.
disagree with those completely because I think overpowered means if you play a character so well that you can just be impossible to kill, then he becomes overpowered. Because
That's what I mean. That's
for
what everyone
example,
thinks Bastion
like-
is. That's what everyone thinks. Bastion.
no, because you don't even have to play him well to be good. But
But
I'm talking
that's
about
what I'm
I'm
saying,
talking
like,
about
that's what-
like Tracer in Here's a Storm. She recently got hugely nerfed. They put out a patch just to nerf her because she was ridiculous. The thing is though, is she was really hard to play if you didn't know what you're doing because she played really weird compared to other heroes
Yeah.
and Storm characters. But if you could figure out like, hey, if I just run around, just keep hammering damage into people, they will die really quickly because I do so much damage. You can be unstoppable because you can dodge everything, and so they eventually had to come in and nerf her. Anyway, she's way more overpowered than what Lucio is. But but anyway, she was hard to play for any basic person just coming
Yeah,
in
no,
and play
I
her.
feel you. Yeah, it's a thing where it's like if they're being played at any kind of competent, like I understand this character level, and you're somehow doing really well against even maybe people who are playing other characters at a high level.
Yeah.
Like that's overpowered. That's overpowered.
I see what you guys are saying. Still respectfully disagree on that. Like, but let's teach their own. I don't.
Yeah, no,
I
I
wouldn't.
mean-
I wouldn't be surprised if he does get a slight tweak down. But I've been playing plenty of matches of him, and I've done good. I've done bad. It has not felt. He relies so much on it. I will say this: he relies a lot on the team.
That's true.
Because I've had teams that scatter everywhere, and I'm like, you guys, I need you all nearby me, and then I get killed, and then it doesn't
That's
really
true.
do anything.
Yeah.
So, but moving on from that, any other specific characters you guys want to call out?
Not as like overpowering.
No, just call out as
I don't
something
know,
to discuss. I mean,
I don't know.
I-
Who have you guys been using? I guess is probably what.
well,
I'd
Brandon's
say.
been begging to talk about Junkrat.
I love me some Junkrat.
I played a little bit of Junkrat too,
Junkrat.
and he is
I played
fun.
the hell out
He's
of
really
Junkrat.
fun.
It's alright.
He's my main.
It's not
he's
my
my-
fave.
I really
good.
like him.
I
For
played him
me,
for the
it's-
first time really recently, and was like, oh, this is good. This is
He's
good.
He's
player.
good.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
because the
good.
thing is, I've logged almost 400 hours. I just checked,
Damn.
and apparently almost
What?
almost 100 hours of Team Fortress 2, and a good portion of that.
Okay, I was like,
was-
the game
Nice.
hasn't been out that long.
No,
How
no,
did you
no, no.
do that?
No,
And you played Demo Man.
I played a good amount of Demo Man, so I understand that grenade arc. I get the concept of the sticky bombs. It plays differently, yes, but I think that with the open and closed beta, I was able to start to get used to like the differences, and he's easily stood out as one of my favorites early on, and not just because of the Mark Hamill, Joker, and Australian combination all there, but because of how he played, and also he has two of my favorite skins.
It's like it's
Scarecrow.
kind of like a jester one,
and then that.
Scarecrow one.
I think that like for me it's funny because like I really hated playing as the Demo Man and I was terrible at him, but I still love playing as Junkrat. Playing as Junkrat with a really good Zarya is amazing. When she black holes and you just lob grenades just into that
So
mass
good.
and just get
Yeah.
6 kills. It's just
It's beautiful.
Zarya's
it's really
ult is
great.
probably like the best ult in the game.
it is, but
It's
I've
really
never seen.
good.
I have well not
It
never.
takes so
I've
long
seen,
to it to charge.
and I've
though.
seen a very very few people be good at
Yeah.
playing.
If you
Zarya.
pull it off perfectly, it's like the most devastating thing. I'd put it up there with like Mercy's ult as being like,
Yeah,
Mercy's
like
ult's
the
great.
most
Best
game
ult.
changing
yeah,
type
like,
thing.
Yeah, I really like playing Mercy quite a lot, but I never like people don't seem to die en masse the way I want them
Yeah.
to. Like I'm like someone dies and I'm like,
They-
well I shouldn't use my ult. Yeah, I gotta wait and see if someone else is gonna die and then I can and then I'll
they-
res all of them and then okay no one's dying, no one's okay I'm gonna revive him. I revive him and like 3 other people die and I'm like,
Yeah.
no,
Laurentius,
they-
there's a couple of people I know who are really good. Laurentius is really good. With
Yeah.
Mercy.
They did a Penny Arcade comic about that very thing.
just like
Like Gabe is dead as Reaper, and he's like, "Revive me! I know you have your ult up." And he's like, "No, I'm waiting for at least one more person to die." And he's like, "No, please revive me. You're gonna be so impressed when you revive me." And he's like, "No, I need someone else to die." And then he gets sniped.
accurate.
pretty much
Which
exactly.
is very that has happened to me in
that is
Mercy
definitely
before.
happened. Although again, you keep your ult, so
Yeah.
you know. For me, Diva has been probably the hero.
Diva's a lot of fun.
That is closest to my favorite. I was saying to Ethan earlier that like the one thing I'm still not like, I still haven't found the hero that's like, yes, this is
this is
my
your guy,
like this is my total, like Lucio is probably the closest one, but I'm good with him, but he's not like the guy. I play him because like, oh, the team could use a Lucio on this map. I don't play him because like, oh yeah,
use a Lucio.
yes, that's the thing is like I don't play him because oh yeah, time to play Lucio. It's like okay, this is gonna be a good map.
See, I have a
like,
ton of fun playing Lucio.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's just that's the thing is I like the entire game a lot. I just for some reason no one hero has been like, which is kind of nice because I've been able to just jump around. But anyway, Diva.
I mean, that's part of I think
Diva's
the
ult is the most fun to pull off. I got play the game with her. Where I
nerf this,
yeah, and then it was on King's Row. Speaking of how that choke point at the end is actually really hard. We rocketed. They were like pushing down that middle lane. Like the defense was like totally blocking off that middle lane, and so I like rocketed forward towards them. They all freaked out. I went down one of the side corridors behind, and then down along again, back out into the row, and hit the ult. And the rocket just continued behind them. They were all looking the other direction, and then just boom.
And that thing has such a big blast
radius. And then you
radius.
just jump back into the mech again. It's the coolest feeling ever. Is just being able to like right back in again, and just like that's a good feeling.
Yeah, she's interesting.
I've got a good intro as her too, where she like flips into the mech and like dives into it.
I hate you.
Yeah, like she's an interesting tank too because she's more focused on like her and Winston are focused on like getting into the back area and like
Those are
Those are two of the tanks I like playing the best, probably.
I'm terrible with Winston. Though.
I like playing Winston, but I'm bad as him.
The thing is you just have to go in, hit the low characters as much as you can, then just jump out.
Yeah.
I'm good at the like tip of the spear type tank characters. Like I love playing Zarya and
Zarya's really
and
good.
Reinhardt.
That's one of my favorite. I don't know.
Yes, I'm pretty terrible at most of the tanks. I'm decent with Reinhardt and Diva, but Zarya, her gun, I can never quite. I know that it does more damage over time based on how much damage like you take, but I can never quite get that to line up because I just die.
The thing is that her
and Winston, I'm just terrible because he doesn't do enough damage. I'm terrible at judging like what characters I can actually attack and that kind of thing.
The thing with Zarya is like I don't like her primary firing mode. Her lob thing is
that's
really,
pretty
really
good. Yeah, I started using that more.
But yeah, just like I remember, like my best play I think as Zarya once was we were taking a point. It might have been on that same match where I dove on that control point, but like, and I was able to survive long enough for the rest of my team to come in. We were taking the point, and then our Reaper got grabbed by a Roadhog and pulled, and I bubbled him the second that he got pulled, and so he.
Okay, so we may have cut out there for a second, and we apologize. Ricardo's thrilling tale, the conclusion, is coming soon. However, we've now made enough room on the SD card for us to finish this podcast, so we're going to go forward. I don't remember the whole conversation, but something about a Reaper getting pulled by a Roadhog and the love that entwined them from there on out.
No, I was just talking about how Zarya is kind of an interesting tank, and like her, like just intuitively you doing cool plays in match and like learning how to utilize people's skills intuitively. So again, like I saw a Reaper get pulled by a Roadhog, and I just kind of instinctively shielded him, and he got pulled and ate a shotgun shell and just did no damage. So he was just like, now you're dead. Now you're dead. So we kind of teamed up and killed that Roadhog. I think just other stuff, like I remember playing as a Lucio one time, and I came around a corner, and there was 2 Soldier 76s and a Reaper. It was in Hollywood, like, that one like overhang when you're getting when you're attacking the payload. You come around the corner, and I came around that corner, and there was those 3 offensive characters, and then I just kind of I used Lucio's his alternate fire to boot them into the wall behind them, and then they were all bunched up, and my Reinhardt just used his ultimate and knocked them all down, and then we just like mopped them up while they were on the floor.
Yeah.
So. Obviously,
there's some great teamwork stuff.
Yeah,
like in that game, teamwork stuff.
And obviously, that stuff works a lot better when you when you actually have people to talk to. But you guys
Oh,
have
yeah.
played a lot more with other people
I
actually.
play with full groups a lot.
Yeah, that's
Like a
and
full
that's
6?
Amazing.
Like a full 6?
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
It's so good.
It's fun.
It's-
It's fun
it-
because you know everyone, and you're just like, all right, guys, we're all gonna wait.
Yeah.
So I'll go forward now.
Yeah, like it literally, none of us are like super amazing at the game. It's just because when you talk to people, you get so much better when you have someone to communicate.
Mhm.
And that's the thing about public matches. I think that I'm not sure if we got to what was your favorite, your go-to. I think I talked about Diva a little
Uh-huh.
bit. I'm not sure if that
Yeah.
cut
Yeah,
out or not.
no, it's in there.
That's in there. Okay, so we talked about me playing Diva. You mentioned that you liked Soldier 76.
Yes.
He's one of your go-to guys. Ethan also has that, and we talked briefly about how I said I saw someone saying they wanted Blizzard to delete that character because he was a Call of Duty mother effer.
Yeah, it's
and,
funny.
And that was a really odd one because he mentioned it with Bastion. It's like Bastion and Soldier 76 need to go. And like,
Both the. I mean,
the-
Bastion is now Infinite Warfare. Half those people are robots, probably.
That's a good
at
point.
this point.
Then-
Yep.
But does he have a cool bird? None of those have
No,
cool
no
birds.
cool
No
birds.
cool birds.
Cool
That's
birds.
like
Birds.
Bastion's like one enduring quality.
Bastion's given them the bird.
I liked his victory pose where he has a little bird in the tank.
in the tank cannon. Yeah.
It's good.
That's
He's a good
very
character.
No, I think Bastion. Like, yeah, I feel like he needs. He almost needs more R2D2 like qualities because they try with the voice is clearly going for that.
Yeah.
I feel like with the little like he like sounds really cute,
He's got a bird friend.
but
and then he
doesn't-
murders you.
and then he just murders you.
I also really like playing Diva. Diva's probably my other,
Diva's fun.
which is kind of boring because you all spoke those guys already. I can't think of anyone on defense I like. My favorite healer seems to be Zenyatta, though I've been kind of leaning towards
I love
Yeah,
Zenyatta when
yeah.
you play him when you get those Discord orbs and just like
hit
you
someone.
can just
and you're like,
you
oh,
can hit
they're
from
dying.
real far away with his orbs like
Oh, yeah.
and
They got super long range,
yeah.
which I love about them.
Yeah, it's weird. Obviously, Brandon loves Junkrat, and I have fun playing Junkrat too. But there's no character on defense that I really love, and not to mention I feel like
Mei.
a lot of.
I'm good with Mei.
See, that's
I
the
like
thing
Mei a
is I've
lot.
I've wanted to play Mei, but it's weird because I feel like defensive roles are some of the first to go because Widowmaker's so popular, Junkrat's so popular,
Man, yeah.
Hanzo's so popular.
I feel like every game I at least have a Widowmaker and a a Widowmaker and a Hanzo, and it's like great.
I don't know.
Two
Maybe
snipers
that's
on
a
offense.
maybe that's a
helpful.
console
work
thing because
together
Junkrat's.
The vision.
Yes, we were talking about that earlier. I
I
think.
feel like they almost double up because Hanzo has a
Agreed.
similar. he has
You
a
always
similar
get
thing.
the vision then. You always get the vision.
Yeah, I don't-
All about
Again,
that
if you're on
sight.
defense, I could see that working out, but like
Yeah.
just like on offense, it's like
Oh
guys,
yeah,
we
you
don't
do
need two
not
snipers,
need two
so I-
snipers on
like-
offense.
maybe it's a console thing because I know Junkrat is really popular. On
See, I don't see
Good.
Junkrat
I see
that much.
him. I see him a decent amount, but he's not.
It's about 50-50.
Son of His alt is so
Yeah.
scary.
It-
Whenever
yeah.
I hear.
And you hear it.
Yeah,
From-
you
from,
hear
like,
it,
other than Hanzo's, it's the most recognizable. Oh crap! There's a thing coming.
Yeah, him-
Get out of the way, and then you
him-
just like don't know where it's coming
Him,
from.
Diva.
Him and Hanzo and you can hear Bastions too when it starts. And you technically hear everybody's, but it's definitely like Junkrat's and Hanzo's are like
Divas,
the two that
Divas
like
does not have a
you,
loud
you
audio
hear it and you're
cue.
just like,
Visual.
oh god,
It's very
what is
good. It
that?
has the big
Exclamation
exclamation
mark.
point, you know,
Nerf
but,
this.
but it's still not as loud as like what's it? Fire in the hole that he says, and then
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's
I
and you
love
hear
that.
the motor revving, and you can just and you know it's coming, and then you're like, okay, where's it coming from? Where's it coming from? Oh, it's
Yeah.
behind me. It was behind me, and I'm dead. I'm dead
Boom.
now. Yeah,
Play
and
the
I didn't
game
even
right
know-
there.
Yeah, I didn't even know where it was. And it's like it's the most infuriating thing to be like, I know it's coming. I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna shoot it down this time, and it's just like, nope, it got me. Or even more infuriating. There it is. I see it. I can't. I didn't shoot.
you in my sights.
One of the best feelings in the game though is definitely
Hanu.
when someone's ulting to kill them. To be like, justice reigns from oh
Yeah,
just
that's
like
a-
before they
or
fire
like
up
it's
and-
happened where
God.
like Reaper
So
starts his thing. I remember
Die,
I remember he jumped in like one time and he started and I charged him and just pounded him
Yeah.
into the wall as Reinhardt.
Or he starts him and then McCree's like stunned.
Yeah. It's great to have they made the audio cues get.
I think it's really important
interrupted.
though because like the best way to do your ult is to have a bunch of people run in and then go from the side or something, pop
Yeah.
in and just murder everyone with your
Apparently,
Oh, definitely.
apparently Genji's deflect can even deflect Hanzo's.
Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't actually redirect the dragons,
No,
right?
it
Okay,
just stops
it
it.
just stops
Oh,
him
okay.
from getting hurt, right?
Yeah,
I
'cause
was
gonna
like,
say,
that would
is
be
it like,
crazy
Is it
if
like
he
in the
did-
animated
yeah.
short where he's like,
That's what I was thinking. You could just like spin it around and send it back. And
No, it's not that good, but it's still a great way to block it. I guess everyone's alt kind of does.
Let's
Let's break it down.
whose alt do you think is kind of poopy?
Like sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, Widowmaker's is least fun. It's very useful, but it's,
It's
like
super useful,
It's
though.
just
That's the
yeah,
thing. I personally think Roadhog's alt is kind of
yes,
poopy.
I kind of agree with
I
that.
kind of think it's kind
it's
of
very good if you
It's
use it the right way,
situational.
but
It's so hard to find the
you
right.
can't just throw it out anytime you've got it.
yeah, but it's
I
like,
would say that similar to Widowmaker's Symmetra's is kind of boring. It gives you a very valuable
It's so good
thing.
though.
It does. It is,
But it's like I got my alt. Oh wait,
I just put a
the
thing
Town
down.
Horror.
That's right. Yep.
Although if you're playing defense, it's like, oh god, this is so useful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it is. I would say
Tracers is kind of boring
Mercy's
too.
is one of the best in the game, but it's also the one where like if you just don't get the chance
Yeah,
to
you
use it or
don't.
you use it wrong, it's like, well, I just wasted that. Like, oh, I revived this Genji. Oh, he just ran in and got killed again by the same Bastion that killed him the first time. That's like
Yes,
that's
good
great.
job,
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Well,
Glad I gave you the gift of life so you could do that.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of everyone else.
Yeah, I think
everyone else is
Tracers is probably actually one of the weaker. Like it's again.
Reinhardt's is good. It's just definitely also not like the big like momentum swing most of the time.
It can be.
It can be, but it's like again. I feel like it takes a lot of skill
there a-
to like line up the proper cone to get like a lot of guys down.
Is there a character you guys just don't get, like, or just don't feel like you could play? I feel like Winston's probably that one for me.
I don't feel honestly like I feel like I could get her, but I don't feel the desire to play Tracer. Honestly, like
yeah,
McCree's that for me.
McCree is. I feel like I play McCree decently, and the second I try to do his ult, I'm terrible. I can play him like moderately okay, and then like I get to like, all right, I want to use my ult now. Either no one's there
Yep.
or like one person's there and I get sniped, and I'm like, well, I didn't even do anything there.
I remember on the Ilios map one time, the one with the big well in the middle.
Yeah.
We took the point, and and we were kind of harassing the other teams like from like closer to their spawn point.
Yeah.
And we were at a choke point. I was Reinhardt, and I had the big shield in front, and I was like, and then all of a sudden we heard like it's high noon, and I was like, everybody get behind me. And then all of a sudden, everybody behind me just dropped dead. And I turned around, I realized the McCree's right there. He had flanked in behind us and just killed us all. And then
That's
Reinhardt
great.
didn't die immediately from his ult, but he got
He got shot.
he just
Stunned you and then
he
died.
gave me like another like 6 bullets and
What
killed
about
me.
you, Brandon?
I mean, honestly, I was gonna say someone else, but then I just realized I don't think I've played Winston since the beta. So I would say that it's probably Winston for me that I just don't get. I mean, I tried Genji and I can't pull that off. I really just can't.
Yeah, I've had a good game as Genji, but it's been like one, like or
Yeah.
two, you know. Like,
Yeah,
like,
but Winston I tried like a couple times. And it's like I don't understand how his lightning gun works. Well, okay,
nah, it's very
back
weak.
to Junkrat.
It feels like you hit the button and you start shooting someone, and you feel like, oh, this is like killing them, and it's like, oh, this is doing nothing.
It's only
You
great
get,
in groups.
I definitely have
Chain
the
lightning.
I have the immediate like feeling every time like I've tried to play him that I am not good enough to play Hanzo. Like I'm not.
Just shoot blindly, man. I
Same.
thought that way.
Yeah.
Just
You
go
just-
around
That's
corners.
That's the
just
thing.
shoot
Maybe I'm
blindly.
just trying to be too like precise.
I think
just
that's what I
shoot.
was doing. Yeah.
Just hold up charge, shoot around corners. If you hit them, cool, because it's gonna do a lot of damage with a body shot.
That's
Just keep
your-
shooting, man, and
That's a
then
good
and then
point.
go. We don't get to it. I don't know
yeah.
what he says.
I don't know.
That was
Taking
the
no
most
good job.
accurate.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that. I
Something like
might be. That's right.
Shall we?
Well,
are
high
we done with-
noon.
Are we done with Overwatch? We got more?
No, I'm gonna keep playing Overwatch.
No, I know,
I'm
but
not-
like talking about
Well,
it.
it was just fun. It was just funny because like definitely you get that feeling like playing with quote unquote bad people that it's like I wish these guys would like play their like class, but at the same time last night I was playing with my older brother, and then our cousin was like, "Is that a good game?" And we're like, "Yeah, no, it's really fun." And he's like, "I'm gonna buy it right now." And so he bought it and downloaded it, and then we're like, "Okay, so have you played this game at all?" You know, he's like, "I just played the training," and we're like, "Oh, okay, then you got it. And
The
he's
training
like,
is great. It's like walk forward.
and we're just like
learn
we're just like
to
just
shoot.
try to play somebody that nobody's playing, and like you should
and
be
look
good.
At the
and
move
so
list. Look at the, hit
yeah,
the button
and look at the
move
move list. And he was like, and like he was like only confident playing like Soldier 76 and McCree.
That's fair.
So
Fair at the beginning of the game.
So I was like, okay, you play them, we'll play. Me and my brother will play like classes support you and good. But it was interesting because he kind of quickly picked it up, and it was fun to kind of be there while he was learning the game, like learning how like each of McCree's things do, and then trying to give him tips, like being like, you can like his roll reloads for you, so you can fan off like 6 shots and then roll and then fan off like 6 more shots, like when you're in close range and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, it's cool, and so it was fun to
playing with someone and teaching them is fun, isn't it?
Yeah, and immediately we started working really well together, even though he had just he had just picked up the game. So it was
that's cool.
Fun experiences.
I think we're done talking about Overwatch. I do have one other game. We said we only have one game to talk about. I do have.
Mine won't take long.
All right, well, then go ahead.
Play Darkest Dungeon.
Oh
Played
yeah,
that
they had a big update for that.
That's a good
They
game.
did. What was the update?
It's like a couple weeks ago.
It's like town events, right?
Yeah,
you
like
can
town
change
events.
Yeah.
Well, you can like turn them on or off or like lower the frequency, but it's like everything burns is the name of the update or something like that. It's like the last of their stretch goals from the Kickstarter thing apparently. Town events, stuff that
That's
happens
neat.
in town that can do bad or good things. And
Yeah, I've had a couple of those happen. Mostly it's just buffs.
yeah, I think they're bad stuff too.
Oh, yeah,
but I think
probably.
it like waits until
It's
you're a little
Darkest
bit further in.
Dungeon. So I played this game again, and I really love everything about the game, except for kind of the mission progression. I think the mission progression is weird because it's just like go anywhere you want, and then level up, and then beat the boss, and then enter the Darkest Dungeon. But I don't know. It's just the way you level up characters and kind of just keep throwing them at the thing, and hope they live. It feels weird. It feels like there's no pressing issue. Like I could keep sitting here playing, keep going through the weeks. And
right, there's no time limit. There's no crunch. Stop you
and so it's kind of just like, well, I'm just throwing characters at here, and I hope they live. I hope they do high enough level.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, but man, playing that game and like getting through a dungeon and like getting like barely eking it out while everyone's at death's door is crazy. And then sometimes just watching your characters just get murdered, it's like, oh man. And the corpse mechanic is crazy weird. How when you kill people now, unless they're bleeding or
it
through
makes
blight.
it makes some characters who used to be really bad be a little bit more viable because some of them got moves that
what is
clear
this?
corpses. So when you kill an enemy, they have a corpse, which has hit points as well. It doesn't like do any damage or attack anything.
But when you kill when you killed an enemy, they would all move up. So it'd be great
They'd
to
all
kill the people
slide
in the
up there
front,
on the
Oh,
row.
and then the people in
Yeah.
the back would be like.
And then
weak.
you'd kill all there'd be an archer in the back and you'd kill the front guys. Now the archer's in the front and he can't do anything. And, normally he'd be able to shoot, but he can't in the front line.
I wish your heroes would be corpses though.
Yeah, they don't. Your heroes.
Kind of stupid.
The game's all about making it hard on you.
Nah, that's true.
So there's a couple enemies there's a couple of moves that your heroes can do that will clear all corpses or clear a corpse or if it hits a corpse or anything like.
I really like Man of Arms too. That guy's tight.
Man of Arms is so good. Man of Arms
So
is one of the best
cool.
characters in the game.
Man, just his ability to taunt and just be like,
I'm
you
buffing
hit
all
me,
this.
hit me, bro. Oh, well, I'll hit you back, son.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, he has a riposte move which like he taunts and forces characters to attack him and then always does damage back to them.
They don't always attack him though. Sometimes they're like,
well, he
whatever.
makes it more likely
Yeah.
for them to attack him.
Yeah, it's a good game still. Again, I felt like the thing I burned out on the original, well, not the original, but the early access version, where I was just like, I don't know, that's the way I felt. I just feel like my characters are just cannon fodder and they're just being chewed up through this thing.
Well, you're right.
They are, but like it just feels like, well, all right, well, this guy made it a long time. I'll put him in my final group and hope he makes it. Oh, well, he didn't.
Yeah.
Well, now I gotta start all over and grind again. It's just there's no incentive to like move fast.
I think
or
the
anything.
idea, the incentive is to find characters with good traits.
true.
And so like I think one of the guides I was kind of following was like just like burn through your dudes, just like let them die. If you make money that round, that's the only thing that actually matters.
Yeah.
If the guys have a good trait, try and save them. Until you have good
Yeah, 'cause after a
items,
while-
good items to put on them. If you have good items to put on people, then you want to save those.
Because
for guys
after a
with good
while, you
traits.
can get like higher level recruits and stuff like that. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know. The progression system to me just isn't it. I guess it's coming from like XCOM 2, which I thought like had a really awesome like way you fly around the map and stuff like that, and had a lot of pressure from all
Yeah.
sorts. Like I felt like the campaign map itself was like super interesting. Besides just the gameplay itself being cool. While this is like, the gameplay is super good, but the campaign it's all right. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of getting a little more than that. I feel like I'm starting to get the strategy of money's great. Keep getting more money.
Yeah, don't spend and try not to spend too much of it, like removing bad traits. And
Yeah,
things
it's
like
not
that.
really worth it.
Until you have a really good character that you want to do that for.
Exactly.
Uh,
But yeah, that was it.
For me, I'll talk very briefly about Star Fox Zero. which I played like 2 more levels of, but Overwatch
I was
came
gonna say,
out.
did you beat
so
it?
I did not beat it. I was like, well, I should play some more Star Fox, I guess. And I played 2 more missions, and I was like, I don't want to play.
Uncle Andros.
I got to that level. I got to Star Wolf's level.
Wolf.
I didn't kill Star Wolf fast enough. I'm guessing you could have changed the outcome of that
Uh-huh.
mission if you kill Star Wolf fast enough.
Yeah, what'd he do?
He shot down Peppy.
Yeah.
Peppy landed on Titania.
Yes.
That's funny. That's the planet that Slippy landed on before.
Yeah.
And so I bet
Yeah, you
there's
can
gonna be
totally
a
take an
mission.
alternate path
Yeah,
if you kill Star Wolf.
I did the stealth mission with perfect stealth though, and so I think I got mission accomplished on that as opposed
Cool.
or mission accomplished as opposed to mission complete.
accomplished.
I always get them confused. And then like so you meet Kat in that mission, and then I went to the next mission where you're like,
I could kiss you.
and then you go to the next mission where you're like you meet Bill, and it's
Mhm.
like, thanks for helping us out, Fox, and then like Kat shows up,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, Kat, and they're like, we just talked to you, Kat, and she's like, whoa, how do you know Falco? It's like, Kat, we were just hanging out like just now, like why was
Yeah, but
everyone
she
acting
didn't
like
know
this?
you were friends with Falco.
I guess. I didn't. No one mentioned it. Like no one. They were talking to me over the radio during that time.
No. You went through a portal, remember?
No,
You
but
were all alone.
they were talking to me on
no,
the radio.
Shut up.
They're like, I've upgraded your gyrocopter to do something different than
That was
before."
all Rob. Maybe
And Joe
not.
Pepper talked to me, I think. It's a trick. And the something about
Portals.
something about the way that just like again, I'm not like fighting the controls, but they just don't feel
They're
great. They just don't feel they don't feel like they're enhancing my enjoyment of the game. So
Mhm.
I'm kind of just I mean, I don't know. I'll finish it. I promise.
Yeah, no,
Like, just-
I mean, maybe you won't, because those later
Uh,
levels get pretty demanding
yeah,
of you
great.
playing with the pad. so.
Right. Right.
Specifically the Andros fight. Screw that fight.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Andros being Andros. I remember in the N64 version, to me, the Andros fake fight was more difficult than the Andros real fight. I don't know if anyone else had that thought as well. Maybe that's just
Well,
me.
definitely
but,
his
like,
little like robot head that like chomps towards you like
Yeah.
when he's pretty much dead is like, I don't know how to avoid this.
Yeah.
So
FX.
So the other game that I played a lot of was Total War Warhammer, which is a really good game. I'm a big fan of the Total War series, and I like Warhammer. I don't really have as deep of a knowledge
I
of
mean,
it.
you like generic fantasy.
Oh,
right?
do I ever? This is the generic
Yeah, I was
fantasy.
gonna
But it's got style. I wouldn't say that it's necessarily original, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's bad. It's
Mhm.
not. It's just going for its own very stylized kind of universe. I find the 40K stuff more interesting, but this is still cool. The game is probably one of the best Total War games in a while, and it is definitely a good like. I mean, there's not much to say if you like don't play those games or like aren't interested in those games. I doubt this is gonna necessarily convince you,
Mhm.
but the amount of just like color and style, like being able to use this fantasy universe instead of just a real life map of Europe, is really cool to see these giant mountains with these dwarven fortresses and skulls carved into the side of a mountain,
That's
and like
pretty cool.
these
Yeah,
like
that was not in Shogun.
these like Transylvanian like vampire like floating castle things that can like like they look like,
But-
and the maps just look epic and crazy, and the units are all weird, and there's these giants and like giant werewolf monsters
sounds
and
awesome.
like really cool units you can use.
Yeah, legit.
So- One thing I asked when I was seeing how this game
Bats
coming through the
and
thing
fight with bats.
was the problem I had with like Shogun Total War and stuff like that is like all the armies are kind of like the same.
Well, in Shogun they literally are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, they're way different, right?
Well, yeah. In most of the other Total War games, they're really different. Like Rome,
They're all still
is-
people, though.
Oh yeah, like they're all people.
They're
No,
all
you're never
people.
fighting against an army of bears. in-
Not in.
I wish.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
mean,
have
Attila.
The orcs got boar riders. Riders. Yeah,
Ball riders.
they call them Araboys, and like that's their
Oh,
archers.
they all talk like
Yeah, they all talk like
puppies,
this. Yeah. It's
my
like
favorite.
Space Marine.
Like a bit of the old ultraviolet.
Yeah. And every race has a very unique mechanic too. So yeah, every race plays very differently.
That's awesome.
The humans are the kind of as always in video games, standard. They have like a more of a bureaucracy. So there's something to do with that where you can like appoint people to be like in charge of different divisions of your government, and that like causes different effects. The vampires, who I've started a campaign as the vampires, they can raise dead. So after you fight a battle with someone,
That's so
you just
cool.
literally click a button on your army's tab, and it's like raise dead. It's like, how many zombies do you want? And you just like click the button.
Is
and
there one that says
all
all
of
the
the
zombies?
You have to pay for them still, so that you
Aw.
don't get them for free, but like you just instantly get like usually you
bunch of
wait
units,
turns.
yeah.
You wait turns to get these units, and you just instantly get these units if you do this.
Wait.
I think
and
just all
so-
generic zombies.
If you have what's called an epic battle, like they're like quests that like this game has a lot more like story's the wrong word, but it has a lot more like I guess direction in it than the previous Total War games
Yeah,
have
yeah.
been. A lot of the other Total War games have been just like here's the map, kind of do whatever you want, like fight.
Well, they have
whoever you
usually
want.
like they
They
expand here
start
and
you-
take
yeah,
this
they
thing,
start you out with
and then
like,
you win the
hey,
campaign.
yeah.
But yeah.
This one's like, if you're a human, for instance, you can only conquer lands that belong to other humans or vampires. You can't fight the dwarves. You can't. I mean, you could fight the dwarves, but you couldn't like take over their fortresses.
Aw.
Like that kind of thing. Like, the orcs can fight dwarves, but they can't conquer human settlements. So they can like go again. They can go fight each other, but they can't like conquer those lands. You can sack settlements and just destroy them. So you could still go and fight them, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. So the vampires can like raise people from the dead. The vampires also have creep. They call it corruption, but it's basically creep from like StarCraft, and that if they are in they can corrupt enemy lands, and it will cause a vampire uprising in that land, which
Oh my
basically like
goodness.
it can just
Awesome.
like destroy this population from the inside. If enemies are on vampire territory, they have attrition, so they'll just lose units. And if you are on non-corrupted land, you will lose units.
Okay, so it's kind of a
two-way
That
street.
sounds super awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then all you guys like you have spellcasters. So on your battle map, you've got like hero units that are just like one little instead of the big 100-man units. You've got like this one little guy. You hit a button, he just like sucks the life out of all this enemy. There's like the entire enemy unit you're fighting. The dwarves have this really awesome mechanic called the Book of Grudges. The entire thing I'm playing as the dwarves as well. They have like no cavalry and like no mounted unit, but they have a bunch of like siege weapons and gyrocopters that you can get.
Yes.
And they basically have this thing called the Book of Grudges. The name of their king is Thorbrand Grudgebearer. He's this giant.
Okay.
He's this dwarf on a throne carried by 4 other dwarves. And in
Okay.
front of him is a giant book. So he's
All
on the
right.
map. Like you are in a battle, and there's this big old throne with 4 dwarves carrying it, and this guy with a book, and you're like bashing orcs
Oh
on
my
the head,
God, this
like.
game sounds amazing.
And
Man.
and so the grudges in the dwarf game are so cool because everybody has like victory conditions for what this race needs to do to win.
Right.
The dwarf one is have all grudges in the grudge book resolved, and every time a grudge is dynamic. So if an orc comes in and kills an army, it's like, right, kill that orc. We're gonna grudge
Grudge.
against that orc now. You
Man,
gotta
the nemesis
you gotta,
system works in weird
Yeah.
ways, doesn't it?
and like if he conquers
Ranger.
if he attacks an ally, or if population if your population isn't happy in a certain region, the grudge is like these people are stirring up unrest, get this population level
Get 'em
up
under control.
so yeah, and then like you cross off these grudges, and basically the cool thing about it is that if you let too many of these grudges like stack up and go unmanaged, your population gets unhappy because they think you're being a bad king because you're like letting all these grudges, like all these people,
All these untricked grudges.
yeah, all these people doing stuff, and you're not doing anything about it. And then
Boy, that sounds a lot like nothing at all. Like,
yeah.
not real life at all.
it's really great to see, like, because the meters are like satisfied, grumbling, and like
We got a grudge
like
against you
anger.
now.
This
game sounds.
This sounds
how many,
really, really cool.
And then what's-
actually.
How many races are there?
There are 4 in the base game. If you have pre-ordered or bought it within the first week, which is like you've got until Tuesday, you get the Chaos Warriors, which is the last race. That's currently. I mean, maybe they'll sell all the races. There are other like. There are like those are the 5 like. I think those are the 5 races in the game. Maybe they'll add elves. I know elves are in Warhammer, but there isn't an elf race. All the other there are different factions of humans and different factions of dwarves and different factions of orcs. So I guess that might be a possibility that they'll add like the option to play as other kinds of that. But it all seems very tailored. when you're playing as these classes. You can pick certain leaders too. When you first pick dwarves, you can pick between 2 different dwarven. You can pick the grudge bearer guy or like another dwarf to be your main guy.
Oh, okay.
And I think that might affect your starting point. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know.
So the races are like the vampires.
So
peoples?
the Empire is basically Germany. Like all the
Okay.
they live in the Reichland. That's the name of the
man.
main starting location.
Okay.
They have their emperor is what's his? He's a great name. I've forgotten the name.
Emperor,
Adolf.
he's a great name.
They have a there's a country to the west of them called Bretonia, which you think sounds like Britain, right? No, it's actually France, like fake
Okay.
France.
Sacre bleu.
They have like Bordeaux or no, not Bordeaux, but they're like a bunch of like names that sound. Carcassonne is a name of
okay.
of a level, of a region, and then the dwarves are like fancy dwarves. They
Sure.
have big. They look literally from Lord of the Rings, like to the T. The orcs are like the orcs from 40K. They're like they're big and giant. They're like Warcraft orcs.
I play this game. I play the orcs.
And then the orcs have a cool mechanic, right? Where the orc armies need to have a certain level of fightiness.
Okay.
If they don't have enough fightiness, they'll just lose units from people either killing each other or disbanding. The orcs can also go on the wah, which is like if you just get enough fury built up under your units, they'll just become almost unstoppable, and you can just like mow across the map in
sounds
this giant
amazing.
crusade of orcs.
I feel like having this set in like this game type set now in a fantasy setting is almost like allowing them to do
Just go
like
crazy with it,
really,
yeah.
really cool things.
Yeah, the orcs are cool too. When you take over dwarven like stone like mountainside fortresses, they like plaster on in the main map on the like turn-based map. It plasters on all these orc like junk and like
yeah.
skulls onto the existing little
That's great.
fortress you see, and it just makes this really cool effect when you do that. The last thing is the Chaos Warriors, and they have the weirdest mechanics. I think they're rated as like hard like to play as, because they literally have no tech tree, no buildings. Each army you have as a Chaos Warrior has its own tech tree for that individual
And
army.
wait, these are not
Is
the
that-
vampires, are
No, the vampires are more structured like the humans
they?
are.
Gotcha.
But they just have this zombie ability. And then the Chaos Warriors are like these like mutated and like corrupted demonic like human possessed like
Okay.
peoples that are in like the far north. They're like Vikings almost is kind of how they're
So no
treated.
Skaven then.
No Skaven and no elves, and in this, I'm wondering if that's something they'll add on in DLC.
They usually add like a
add
DLC or
DLC
standalone
stuff.
thing. love
The
that
the
Skaven.
Chaos Warriors are interesting because again, if you have two armies that are near each other, they'll just kill each other. Well, like even if they're on your your faction, like they won't like outright destroy, but like they will just
Start
lose units. They'll
fighting.
just lose units within each other while you
It's
do
a
that.
chaos.
And they can like only they can only destroy settlements.
They can't
And
like take them over.
They can't like they don't have like buildings apparently, or they don't have like a tech tree. That's just like again each individual army has its like tech tree, but that's it. Like it's a really weird system. It sounds like I haven't tried them yet.
So good.
But
Sounds good.
the dwarves are fun. I ran into a problem in my dwarf campaign where I was doing really well, and then I sent a guy off, like an army off, like quite a ways to go take this dwarf, this orc fortress, I should say, and then another dwarven, like AI controlled like faction had like already got there. So I was like, oh well, I gotta walk on my guy all the way back now because I'm not gonna attack these other dwarves because that's gonna be bad for my like diplomacy, and. Like as that was happening, a giant orc army like walked right into my capital basically, and so I like rushed my dude back, like double timed him back, and then they attacked my main army, and I think they had just like a special unit because like I had faced other orc armies and been fine, but this one just trashed my army, and that's the one negative thing I have to say about this game right now, and I think that's less to do with the game and more to do with me is that in the other Total War games, he's like, oh, spears beat horses, oh. Swords beat spears. Archers kind of do damage to everyone, but they're weak if they get in melee. In this game, it's like a little bit. There's like lots of different kinds of units, and it's a little bit unclear what the rock paper scissors.
It's probably good
like,
why there's only
thing
4.
is-
It's probably good why there's only 4 4.
Yeah, 4
things.
races. I think that's kind of part of that. So like I got to this army and I'm like, I don't know. Like they have mounted dudes, which it says like mounted are good against infantry, and I'm like, I don't have any spears, and I can't build guys that have spears, so. Am I supposed to be able? I don't really know like what I'm supposed to do with this, and so then I don't know if I'm just like stuck losing. I'm gonna lose this army now. I haven't fought the army. I got killed, and I will say I got killed, and I'm like, F this. I'm gonna reload my save because I got crushed, and then they just took over and like destroyed a ton of stuff, and I'm like, basically wrecked the game, and I'm like, well, can't do this now, so. Yeah.
Sounds cute.
This game is good though. This game is really good.
I'm excited to try it.
Yeah.
Anyone else play anything?
Is that it? That it?
Chris
Overwatch.
came over the other day, and we were trying to play a bunch of different games, which brings me to our new segment.
Whoa!
What?
Whoa!
No,
whoa, man!
Yeah,
I'm just
go
kidding.
on. Go
No,
on.
it's just that I tend to have a history of almost playing games, and then it not panning out. So, your boy Brando almost plays games. New edition, Tales of Zestiria. It's it's the most recent entry in the Tales of franchise. Like you guys all remember that GameCube game, Tales of Symphonia, yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Chris and I were looking for a game that we could play couch co-op, and Tales of has a new game, or a relatively new game, came out in 2015 that we were going to play, but we couldn't get controllers to work because something was going on, and it was $50, and we couldn't find ourselves to spend the money on it. But just today, I got an email because I have set up an account on this website called isthereanydeal.com.
Okay.
So it'll let
Ethan,
you know.
sounds like one of the sites that you already frequent.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So,
Yes,
so it
I'm
let me
familiar.
know that through GameStop's PC division, I could get it for half off, and it activates on Steam. I'm like, I can't really argue with that, even if it is GameStop, and I don't know how I feel about them. But so I'm gonna be live streaming that sometime soon,
Ooh.
and we're gonna get so much fun.
We're gonna get so much fun.
Gonna get so much
fun.
fun.
Gonna get so much fun. Anyway, but yeah, other than that, we played Expendabros, and I played Clash Royale. Still struggling to get to that arena.
Clash Royale.
How is It's a good game. How is Don't knock it till you try it. How is Expendabros?
It's fun. It's fun. It's a free game.
Yeah.
Expendabros is their free version of Broforce.
Okay.
If you're even vaguely interested in Broforce, download Expendabros for free. It's pretty rad. They produced it out of marketing for Expendables 3 and for Broforce.
Okay.
And you can play up to 4-player couch co-op, and it's super fun. And
cool.
it's like short. We played it in one sitting, and then we're like, well, what do you want to do? Want to take turns playing Overwatch? Okay. And then that's what we did.
Good idea.
So it's a good.
Is it good?
Good.
I approve of this message.
I played a little bit more Pocket Card Jockey. Actually, quite a bit more. I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna get on a new mount. I'm gonna start with a new horse, and I'm gonna build it up right, because I want to build for the future. I don't want to screw this whatever win it
Build for the future.
Screw trying to
Build
win
this horse for the future.
Screw trying to win every single race. If there's no possible way for me to do it, I'm just gonna start building. And
There's
then
no race.
and then
No race in Warhammer. Me talking about that game made me more excited to play that game too, and I was having fun with it.
That's
before.
how I feel
there
about
you
every
go.
time about Overwatch.
yeah, same. But
yeah.
anyway, so
Games.
Games are back.
So I got a new horse. Her name is she's affiliate named Machine Epsilon.
Ooh.
Do you name the horses yourself? Or
You can, but they generate names, and most of the times it's pretty
pretty
good. Again, her name was Machine Epsilon,
That's
so I'm
pretty
like,
rad.
yeah, sure, why not? And so I started playing it a lot more conservatively, if during stretch runs, not necessarily expending all my energy, so that would convert into experience at the end of the match. I mean, at the end of the race, so I could
How
build her.
good are your Unity points?
Oh, they're pretty good.
Pretty good.
They're pretty good. She's a closer, so she likes to stay towards the back,
Closer.
through most of the race.
Well, that's a sales technique. The closer comes in, right? Like the last person.
Exactly.
It's like, oh well,
Except
what that
that-
last person tell you? Well, I got a better deal.
Yeah, except that's her with hey, you know that guy who's in the front when we're coming down the home stretch? Won't I just be there now
Dang.
because I'm really fast at the end of the race. And I actually, since I started playing with that, I started leveling her up a lot better, and she started winning actually some of the highest ranking titles. She's still like, because of her, I think of her base stats and her base skills, wasn't necessarily ever gonna win like everything, but like she's now 4 years old, so she's out of the growth period. So now it's just trying to tack on as many extra accolades as possible, and I'll probably retire around 6 years old and. Hopefully she can
Take her to the glue factory.
No, hopefully she can start making babies who are even better than she was.
It's not glue factory then, right?
No, just babies.
Baby
Just
glue
babies.
factory, the little tiny
No.
cute bottles.
No, there's a cow on there. That's not a horse.
That's Elmer's glue.
Yeah.
Elmer
Elmer Fudd.
is there actually closers in real horse racing?
Yeah, there's
Sure.
that's the thing is like again like it does a good job of like explaining terms and stuff like that. But there's also like it mimics the sport pretty well. I mean, not the part where we play solitaire to do better, but the fact of the matter that like certain horses are going to be better from like they're going to feel more comfortable running in the middle of the pack like most of the race. Some horses have their best like there's a game of solitaire each race that is considered your peak time, and for some it's like it's gonna be the second turn, or it's gonna be the backstretch or whatever, and it's again just like kind of like mimics real horse racing in that certain horses are going to pick certain parts of the race to like essentially make their move.
My favorite thing about this game looks really cool and I really want to play it. My favorite thing about you liking this game is how much you like the fact that it's close to real horse racing.
It's just kind of funny.
I get it because it's like, you know, there's
it's not
when
not
you're
an
involved
insult,
in an
it's not
industry.
Yeah, that's the thing is when you're so close to something and then you kind of like that's the thing is when you're so close to something and then you like involve yourself with something else that is like supposed to be part of it. It's stuff that like is inauthentic, like really like sticks out.
That's
like
my biggest
that's
my biggest
dumb,
pet
like,
peeve about
whatever.
Overwatch. As someone who's been part of an international peacekeeping force.
Super powered.
Yeah. In the
Well,
future.
Well, it's like, you know, anytime something does something. So, you know, we all went to journalism school. I bet if we saw the newsies, we'd be like, look at those headlines. No one would write those headlines.
Yeah, I think that didn't. One of our friends,
Exactly.
Sam,
Yeah, exactly.
said like the headlines were terrible in
Like
this.
I was tearing apart the headlines. But other than that, it was pretty good. But yeah, so same thing. Like although there's no solitaire involved,
Real horse racing doesn't have
there's
solitaire.
no solitaire involved, and
Except if you live a
realistically,
solitary life.
I wouldn't win. I wouldn't win I wouldn't win my main race and then go straight into a grade 3 stakes. What am I freaking crazy or something like that?
No, right? Am I right, guys?
But like,
man, seriously.
But it's still it's a lot of fun. I like that game, and
Yeah.
again, I'm hoping to that now once I retire this first horse.
Need some stats. Show some stats.
She what's up? Yeah, and she's good. She's got some grade 1 wins, so she's gonna produce some. She's gonna be a good broodmare. She's gonna make some good babies.
That's a good question to bring up, I guess. Which I mean, based on that, I guess that answered my question.
Mm-hmm.
But I always wondered, there's no preference male or female for horse racing? Is there? Is it male, female?
Usually males. The purses available like. Just like in just like in human life, the purses for male horses for male horses are typically higher. And
is there female horse racing and male horse
yes.
racing? Okay, so it
yes.
is separated.
So like for example, Derby is the championship race for 2-year-old male horses, whereas an Oaks.
I really did not know any of that.
Whereas
yeah.
an Oaks is a championship race for 2-year-old female fillies.
To me, it's a horse.
Yeah.
And it's a race with horses.
I mean,
I've only heard Derby's not
ultimately, it's funny too because like the female mare or the dam when she has babies is usually is usually honestly more valuable than
the other swear word besides bitch.
Than the stallion, especially because a lot of times if a horse is not necessarily performing well, they can be gelded. They can be gelded, which in hopes that kind of gives them a bit of a charge. Which, if you don't know the terminology, gelding is you're fixing the horse. So
They're fixing horse racing?
no, you fool. It's like when you go to when your dog gets the balls chopped.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
what?
no,
I call that spay and neutering my pets.
So that
if they
obviously
say,
means
say they're not winning, they're broken. So you fix them, and then they're
so that
they're
means
Aha!
better.
that usually means the horse can run longer
You ain't got
because
none of that stuff
those
going on
balls
there.
aren't slapping against each
well
other.
no, and because of the fact that like there's not this is all he's gonna ever be
I
like
bet I would run faster
useful
too.
for. Like this is all he's gonna ever be. You're not wrong, honestly.
I mean, if you think about it.
We ruined Ricardo's a really informative discussion about.
I mean, that's
horse
one like desire, one thing off the mind that's just gone, you know? You ain't got to worry about that, right?
Exactly.
If you've seen Game of Thrones, Grey Worm still wants to do it with what's her name. He just can't. He just can't.
But he's so much better at everything else.
Yeah, he's good at fighting.
Yep.
He's
No,
not
I
good at
mean
diplomacy.
the point is that you race a gelding longer because obviously a stallion you want to like
Gelding, more like no ding.
He does have that. It's just no balls.
I don't know.
All right, let's close that subject on that. Pocket Card Jockey is a good
Great game. It seems like it's accurate to
Great
real life
game.
horse racing.
Got your dings in it.
Uh,
Buildings.
Can you do it? Can you fix the
You
horse?
can't geld a horse, so that's like a half point off.
Guild Wars has gotten a lot weirder, that name.
Geld Wars.
Geld Wars. Man.
Queen of the Damned is weird. I don't know. All these names,
Damn.
everything's weird in this context.
I really didn't. I thought it was just horses. They just got the horses. I didn't
There's
know
always
they-
more to. There's more to everything, man. There's more to
Yeah.
everything. On
Yeah.
the surface, like everything is just. You
wh-
can make it makes
what
sense.
is a
Just
horse
like
when you really think about it?
Overwatch. Full circle.
Oh dang. Well, let's continue that circle.
Oh, guys, it's time for the news.
Time for me listening to this story, totally.
All right, Ricardo's gonna listen quietly to this story.
So guys, we forgot about something last week.
Yeah, we did. We forgot a lot about something that we talked about last week.
Wait,
Ricardo.
should I be
No,
talking here?
no, you're okay. You can go to Duffin. Get out of here.
Last week we were all like, Ethan messaged us and was like, guys, look at this. E3 is gonna be open to the public, or like a different
part of it.
part of E3, and
I haven't heard that before. E for all.
yeah, hey, and me and Brandon went to E for All.
I heard
back before
that.
this
yeah.
site was founded. We specifically went there so we could play Smash Brothers Brawl
Hey,
on the
that
Wii,
was
because
okay,
Nintendo
no
was like one of the
regrets.
only big companies that was like, we're going to E for All, and everyone
No
was like,
regrets
no.
there.
Well,
that
let me
was
tell
a
you,
good
this
time.
E-
Hey,
E-
it was fun.
E3
Yeah.
live event doesn't look too hot
then
either as far as
Rock Band.
companies showing up. So instead of just game companies, you had everyone, man.
Yeah, it's like,
Let's talk-
like
so we
those
got-
Lays or Frito
Oh,
or
I'll
something.
go through them all. I'll go through them all. These are the ones that
Chips.
are. We got Alienware, which is kind of video games.
Yeah.
Facebook Oculus, which is very video games. Frito Lay.
But it's interesting that
Yeah.
they call it Facebook Oculus. They don't.
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
not
just say
Oculus.
Oculus. It's
Well,
like,
because you might be able to take your video profile picture there. I don't know. HTC Vive, which is fine. Loot Crate,
yep.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
get that nerd stuff.
Monster.
Energy drinks.
Remember the
and
last
all
time we
those-
got a bunch of like free Rockstar and went to E3?
Yeah,
and I was like, man, this is terrible.
outside of the convention center, they just had a
I think
bunch
I
of
drank one of
free-
those and felt like I was gonna die.
Well, I
which is
mean,
typical.
on that day, I kind of needed one of those. I mean, I also was like jittery as all get out, but I mean, I was kind of like, yes, this is good. I need the energy.
Twitch,
I'm running around all day.
Ubisoft, and Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment.
So like two Ubisoft and Warner Brothers. Those are the only two
Mhm.
game. I mean, obviously, Oculus and HTC, they're gonna have games there to play, I would imagine, but only two game companies, like specifically, are gonna
and
be there.
Pokemon Symphonic Evolutions
Oh
concert.
yeah, the Pokemon
Ooh.
Symphonic
I wish-
Evolutions.
I wish I cared about Pokemon music more.
I mean, it's decent music.
It's fine. I just feel like I need more variety
Ricardo,
in
how
just
do you
Pokemon.
feel about this?
Ricardo is right here. He's been listening very quietly the whole time.
I think it's a lot of rubbish it is.
All right, sounds
Very,
good.
very.
No, we all got tickets, but I don't know if we're gonna show up because it's in the middle
Yeah.
of the week and
If
it was
you
very
did-
last
If you wanted
minute.
to get a ticket and you didn't get a ticket, it's our fault. We've got 3 tickets. We're not gonna
That we might not use.
use.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
well.
It seems
can't
like
transfer
it's
me
right
there.
down the street while E3 is going on, so we could sneak in. No,
That's a
in
bit too
fact,
much
I
for
bet
her.
if they're doing this public thing, they're almost certainly going to be like doubling up
Oh, yeah,
security on
totally.
the actual event, which is already pretty tight.
But I think this echoes the fact that like E3 more people are pulling out. They gotta feel. I feel like
they're trying to adapt it. It's kind of why they announced it so late. I mean, like E3 is like like when they announced this, it was like 3 weeks away, and they like announced it like that's a pretty short amount of time lead up for like an event like this.
Do you think it'll always be free, or it'll probably cost money? After
I
a
bet
while?
if they can make it a thing, they'll start charging money for
Yeah,
it.
that's
like
the
the new,
thing
like,
is
packs
you
thing?
don't know if
This first time
This
they had
first
to do
one-
they had to do it free for this one.
Yeah, there's
They
not
had
enough.
to.
There's not even enough people that really want. Like, I want to go out of curiosity and more
Uh-huh.
just like, what is this thing gonna be? More so than like actually like, oh, I want to see what's next from freaking Frito Lay's.
Yeah,
What are they
they're
gonna
not-
pop out next? They're gonna get that. Are they
Yeah,
gonna bring
what's-
back?
What's the next big Frito-Lay announcement?
I want to
gonna
know.
be?
Are they gonna
Bacon,
announce?
mac and cheese.
Yeah, they're gonna do their new flavors.
I
Like,
want to know,
Can you show
do us a
me?
flavor? Are they gonna do us a flavor round 3?
Please do.
are they going to
Oh, so good.
redesign the monster can for this upcoming
Yeah, it's gonna be called Monster.
Please
it's gonna,
understand.
It's gonna be called
Monster has been with you gamers for a long
directly
time.
to delivering Monster directly to you.
We've been great at delivering caffeine directly to your brain.
The Monster Slim is coming out. It's gonna be smaller than all the
It's
other.
right.
Oh! But the year afterwards is gonna be even more powerful.
Well,
a more
speaking
powerful
of
monster.
which-
That's a great
My-
segue.
more
Why
of
do you
this
shake your
stuff.
head?
No, I'm just saying more of this stuff.
Before, even before Sony's thing leaked, that was going on with, hey, the Morpheus coming out, also the Neo, which is a new buffer PlayStation 4. Now, before that even got announced, Microsoft or Xbox head Phil Spencer was like, "What if we, hey, guys, what if we had more powerful?" I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. What do you guys? What do you
if
guys
Xbox
think?
was PC?
What have you guys ever thought? What did you guys thought? What is that?
We own PC. What if we made PC Xbox?
What if Xbox was PC?
What if they're the same?
What
What
if-
if we call PC Xbox?
What if we call? Yeah, well, I think that's almost what they're like
Maybe.
trying to do a little bit here. That's why everyone gotta get the Windows 10. Gotta upgrade everyone to Windows
Yeah,
10,
Windows
whether they
10.
want it or not.
Gotta trick you into
Yeah.
Windows 10.
Gotta not explain thoroughly what the X button means on a prompt, and actually means maybe not now, but later you want it, and so it automatically.
ready for the
Yeah.
Windows 10. Get on Windows 10.
But that's not the topic because we're talking about because it just got leaked again, not actually announced. None of these companies have announced any of this stuff, but there's going to be an Xbox One Slim
Thank
this,
God.
this year, which is going to be smaller.
Probably come with a terabyte hard drive, right?
2 terabyte apparently.
Oh,
2
nice.
terabyte. The new ones right now come with a terabyte.
Oh, you're right.
So a 2 terabyte hard drive, and
Sheesh.
apparently cheaper than the current Xbox. So another
that's
price
very
drop
cool.
possibly.
Making that move.
I've been seeing them drop the prices. As someone who watches deal sites very closely, the Xbox has been pretty cheap to buy quite often, quite frequently.
Yeah.
So
well, that's also because like,
whatever training
those
goes-
are individual retailers. I think this is gonna be like an actual. Like,
that's
MSRP,
true, but when you
like-
start, I've noticed when you start seeing the prices drop on a lot of things, the permanent price drop is
Yeah.
inbound very soon.
Yeah.
So
And-
I mean,
I think, but like that, the interesting thing is that next year there will be a Xbox One 2, which is going to be, which is
One,
plus
two.
two.
which is
where's the 3?
which is going to be, it's codenamed Xbox. It's going to be codenamed Scorpio internally in Microsoft, is apparently what this leak says, which has been on Kotaku. It's been verified by 2
Ted
different.
Cruz, Zodiac Killer,
Yeah, the Scorpio killer.
Yeah.
the Scorpio. I don't like this.
Xbox Aquarius.
No, the only like I think like it's
Xbox
basically
cancer.
Project
it,
Gemini.
well, that might not be a good idea.
We're moving through those zodiac signs. Unfortunately, this one had to be called Xbox.
Xbox.
we couldn't avoid it. There's literally it was set in stone.
We picked our naming scheme, and we said we were
We're gonna
follow
stick
through
to it,
with
and this is the cancer Xbox.
Xbox Aries.
We swear this has no
Xbox
carcinogens.
There we go.
This Xbox likes sex.
The sex box. The sex
This Xbox likes flimsy justification for violent acts.
This Xbox is Pisces. It's fishes. It's a little fishy.
It's fishes.
It might break once in a while.
Fishes. Xbox Gemini. There's 2 of them now. That's the only. It's just 2 Xboxes taped on top of each other.
It's like it's like a disc drawer that's like this, like they're Xing in the crust. Like, how do you put a disc in here?
Xbox Taurus. No bullshit.
Anyway, they're not gonna actually call it that when it
No,
comes
probably
out. It's
not.
just the code name. The funny thing is that the only thing that interested me because like it's basically just like the PS4 Neo. It's gonna be a more powerful one. What they're doing in the background though is they're trying to get Oculus on board to create Oculus Rift support for the Xbox One, which would be exclusive to
That'd be
the
really interesting.
Scorpio version. And apparently, this Scorpio version is going to be much more powerful than the current Xbox, even more powerful than the proposed specs for what the PlayStation Neo is going to be. Which and I feel like that's a response of them going, oh, Sony's got
We need to be more
Sony's got the
powerful.
more like Sony's got the PlayStation VR, and we put the
Xbox Series.
and we have the HoloLens thing, but that's like not the same, and like also it's like not really a gaming thing necessarily.
Why don't we just take this
Why don't we
piece,
just
this
take
thing
this
that works on the
already-
PC
and we've already
already.
We've already clearly partnered with to give a free Xbox controller out with it.
And Windows 10 is on everything now.
Yeah.
And they got Universal.
And I think that's the thing is that there's going to be apparently as part of this mandate there's going to be a thing like all Xbox games will be coming to PC as well, including like Halo and stuff that's been console exclusive for a long time.
Never buy Xbox again.
Which is, yeah, it almost is like if you have a good PC, you might as well just not buy it.
There's tons of people though. Like I feel like they've just accepted the fact that like people are gonna play on PC, they're gonna play on PC. Like they don't care about other consoles in a lot of ways. I know tons of people do that.
Me.
Yeah.
I don't still have a PS4 or an Xbox One.
But
So this is interesting, and I think the real the dick move of this is that they're doing a slim model and then like immediately afterwards an upgrade. But
another one.
they're doing a price drop at least, I will say. So I mean, I think that if they do go forward with like an Apple style upgrade of like, oh well, the old one's still for sale, but this new one's more powerful, then I guess there's market for both, right? If you're someone who's just getting into games and doesn't want to buy an expensive console, then you can get the cheaper one.
I wonder if the Scorpio is going to be just as fat as the Xbox One because that thing is a freaking brick ton.
Looking at it right
garbage.
now, it's huge. It's like a giant old VCR.
So annoying how big.
And it
that
has a
thing
freaking
is.
power brick as well. It doesn't even have a,
Has
at
a
least
power
the
brick.
PS4 has an internal power brick.
I love that.
Hey,
The PS4, I fit in my backpack one like where the laptop goes.
Yeah.
Just slip it in there. It's the
Sleeve.
easiest thing to take around.
Yeah. And that thing's
Xbox
not exactly
One,
small. The
It's not
PS4,
small,
the PS4 is not exactly
but
a small console.
It's
but
compact
it's
enough.
compact, yeah.
Hey.
Where,
smaller than the original Xbox.
Oh,
It
yeah, it is.
but that's
So
not saying
what
anything.
do you
not
what do you
saying
want to do?
English.
We're evolving.
It's
the
also
model.
smaller than a
are you talking
car.
about?
So I mean, yeah, good job. You can take it
We're
somewhere.
evolving our model internally. So
but
what
the slim
more do you
model
want?
is supposed to be a lot
What
smaller.
more do you
apparently.
want?
So
Good. It was like 40% or something.
40% is the estimated.
That's good. That'd be about the same size as the PS4.
Yeah,
Maybe a
around
little
there.
bit less.
So that's
thing's so
interesting. I guess this is possibly the route the consoles are going. Is that
You think they're gonna cut out anything out of the Slim? They're gonna cut out that Connect?
the DVD?
They're probably not-
The DVD.
What do you
well,
mean?
the Connect's already been dropped. So what are you talking about? The
No,
Kinect's
I
already
know,
done.
but do you think they're gonna
The
cut
Kinect port.
the Connect port? Probably not.
A guest that I heard on a podcast was the HDMI in port, the one that
Oh,
you could
for
do
that.
TV. You remember TV? Remember you guys controlling TV on
Yeah,
your Xbox?
smart glass.
Oh, I use AirDit. No.
I feel like cutting that out is like, why would we have like no one uses this feature?
I guarantee there's some people that use it.
Well,
Actually, I think
okay,
Parker
fine,
uses it.
Fine. But if you have a slim model, that's something that I would cut out.
I would
Like,
too,
This
if
is
you wanna save some
unnecessary. This is
prices.
unnecessary. Like let's save some space, save some
TV
cost.
tuner.
You don't need the TV tuner inside of it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just using the voice commands on the Connect. I don't know, this is someone who doesn't watch TV, so
Yeah.
I have a very weird opinion. I don't think any of us really have. Do you have cable TV? I think you're the only one, Brandon, who might have cable TV.
I have cable TV,
Yeah.
but I don't ever use it. It
Oh,
comes
okay.
with my rent. I didn't buy it because I want a cable. It
Yeah,
packaged into
same. It
rent.
comes with my rent, and I
What are you
just
talking about?
I don't really use it. Yeah,
Yeah, so
I
I
No,
don't
don't
know,
know,
it's not for
do you
us.
watch TV?
I watch TV, but I don't watch a lot of
Bachelor.
it, and and the stuff that I do watch is just as available on Hulu and Netflix, and I pay for those services. So why do I even bother watching on the television? Because that's where everyone congregates. That's the only thing. But I don't use the TV
Watching
features on my
that
Xbox.
AFV.
In sports.
Yeah.
America,
What it is,
America,
Betty,
let me
this
see
is
you.
you.
Down, down, wow. Bob Saget.
That's the
RIP.
old one.
Who is it now? Jaleel White?
Wait, R.I.P.
Wait, I
I'm
was gonna say,
kidding.
I
He's
don't-
not dead.
Because it
man.
was.
I mean, have you seen Fuller House though?
No,
He
I
might
haven't.
as
No,
well.
I
no,
have
no,
desire,
it
I
was
have
that-
no desire to see Fuller House.
There's that one guy with the white hair who's now Dancing on the Stars
Oh,
If
guy.
you want
Oh,
to say
yeah.
Fred
and now
Armisen,
Carlton, or the guy who played Carlton.
Oh, yeah.
He's Carlton. His name is
AFE.
Carlton.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
oh really?
Yeah,
He's
that
the one
guy.
on the AFE now.
Yeah, he's the one on AFE, and it's like,
All right.
all right.
Because Bergeron left.
Yes, Bergeron. That's right.
Bergeron.
Moving
Still
on.
Dancing with the Stars.
Bergeron.
Microsoft doing some great stuff. I think putting the Oculus on there is if they do that.
Well, that's
it's a
not
smart
again.
move.
It's not guaranteed. That's just that
That's
they
what
are
I said,
talking
if
to.
they do that,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
smart move.
Honestly, just all this just further cements like the reality that like I think I made the right move when I got into PC when I did.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting bitter
And
now, where I'm just like,
I kind of want to trade in my Xbox One.
Good to upgrade. I was
But
looking
I mean,
at
I
motherboard parts.
also think this is probably a smart thing for Microsoft to do, though. They have a large majority of the computer market, the PC market, and they definitely have a large majority of the PC gaming market. And trying to like cement that is a smart idea. The question is, can they do it well? Because if they start to move things into like this is only available in the Windows 10 store, then that's where it's gonna be like, dude,
Yeah,
like
that's when they're
Steam
gonna.
is better than your crappy store, at least right now. I mean, I don't know, like that.
I'm sure they could build a store out to make it good.
Yeah.
Maybe just don't do what Ubisoft did. Do what EA did, because Origin's fine.
Yeah, but
Or-
everyone
or
hated
Battle.net.
Origins.
I know.
at first.
That's the thing is
now it's just a thing that people tolerate. Like no one likes Origin.
Yeah,
No
sure.
one's like, yeah, Origins is great. It's just like, okay, well, I mean,
well, they
it's
give away
not-
free games. I like
it
that.
works.
I like the free games. I got Wing Commander like 1, 2, and 3 or something. like that.
Whoa.
And
All right.
Mark Hamill?
Yeah.
We've been buying a lot of games recently. Amber's gotten mad at me for buying too many games. Luckily for me, No Man's Sky just got delayed, so
Yup.
I will not be spending as much money on games in June.
In
Until
June,
August.
June's a good break.
Yeah, I
like
got a lot
how-
of Overwatch to play anyway.
I like
so
how
it works out.
people were like I felt like an exorbitant amount of people were like, "Oh man, this game's in trouble." It's like no, it's,
No,
it's
that-
like,
no,
it's like
2 months. Yeah, it's not even
Get
not
outta
even
here.
2 months.
Or that, where people submit death
Yeah,
threats.
so apparently the No Man's Sky dev, is, like the lead on it, has been getting death threats over
Of
playing
course.
the game, and like, the Reddit, the subreddit for No Man's Sky freaked out that Kotaku leaked this because it got leaked a few days before it got announced. And the subreddit was like, Kotaku's evil for announcing this thing before Hello Games is ready to talk about it, and they've probably messed up the whole dev cycle.
Is it like Schrodinger's cat, where it's like, you just let the hell the box.
yeah.
It's like, oh, now the game's delayed. You did it. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't even know how that makes any sense, but okay. Yeah, seems like a strange
If
overreaction.
Kotaku didn't leak it, it wouldn't have got
I think
delayed.
because of the
since they
like,
did,
I
it
think
got delayed.
people are just still residually mad from the whole like
Oh,
Kotaku being
yeah.
Hey, you guys don't like us 'cause we leak all this stuff. Why you
Yeah,
guys not
no.
like us?
And
'Cause we leaked
and
all your stuff.
and the Gamergate thing as well.
that as well.
Kotaku's website's also really bad, hard to navigate.
You bring that up every time.
Yeah.
I
well,
hate how much it is to
Me
navigate.
and Ethan were looking at news stories today, and he's like, "I'm gonna check Polygon." And I'm like, "All right, well then I'll check Kotaku then." And I'm like, scrolling. Ethan's like, "I found 3 stories," and I'm like, "I haven't found a single story yet." like these are all like, this game's got a really crazy screenshot, and like today I played Overwatch for
It
10
sucks 'cause-
hours.
it
Like,
sucks
I'm
for me,
alright,
it's
these are
like-
not news stories.
It sucks because Kotaku actually has some really good original reporting.
They have some great reporting,
But then it's
but
like,
you have
it's
to
so hard to
find it.
find it.
Specifically
It's-
from your boy
Patrick
Patrick
Klepek.
Klevik.
Yeah, he's got some good
Patrick
stories.
Scoops Klevik.
Although this Xbox One story was done by some
I like
guys
Evan
over in
Narcisse.
the UK office, and they did some good stuff.
There's great people at Kotaku. I just
Yeah.
think they really need to get away from that blog only format. It's like, geez, no one like. It's just, I know it's easy to scroll through, but guys,
Not on your phone. Surprisingly.
well, even on
Is
your even on your
Kotaku
computer.
gonna be alright with this whole
Oh,
like,
the Hulk Hogan
Hogan
thing?
stuff?
I don't know.
That's
if
a
if
good
that thing gets
question.
passed
Well,
through,
didn't-
it might close down. Maybe.
I mean, that'll
And didn't
close
you
down
guys-
Gawker in some form.
Let's hear, brother.
And there's that anonymous thing that like it might be this whole lawsuit might be just like funded through this third party like Silicon Valley.
Oh, it
Oh
is-
yeah,
it is
it is.
funded.
It is.
Oh, it
That's
is?
confirmed.
Okay.
That guy
Yeah.
definitely was the reason that this all
Who
happened.
is it?
Oh,
He
crap,
is
I
some
can't
guy
remember.
that Gawker outed as being gay like years and years ago.
Oh,
Again,
yes.
Gawker doing really. I mean, Gawker sucks. I hate that website, but I feel it's a bummer they have so many other websites that are kind of like semi-decent
Terrible.
underneath there.
Yeah,
But-
they have some good ones.
So like,
I like
so he
Lifehacker.
apparently held on to this grudge for a really long time, and he's some Silicon Valley rich guy, and he was really mad at Gawker for a long time, and he was
His
just he was just
book of
waiting. He
grudges.
was yeah, he's a dwarf.
He was writing. He's writing on little Silicon Valley peons. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess he was just waiting for the
Segues.
right kind of lawsuit to come up where he could really like nail them, and he basically is like funded. And there's a couple other people who are also rich and looking to do this as well.
Hmm.
I saw an interesting article in the New York Times about how that is kind of scary
It is
because that
scary.
means that like this lawsuit, I 100% think that Gawker was in the wrong. Like they shouldn't have published the stuff that they published, and it was dumb of them to try and defend it.
The lack of newsworthiness.
Exactly. But with that said, the idea that some rich person can come in and just muscle their way through and put a company out of business, especially a news, like, you know, quote unquote news company, you know, like that could be bad for real press if that kind of thing happened. You know, if a Donald Trump could just force his way into, you know, putting like the
He's a politician.
President?
He would never do that.
yes. All right, moving on. That's all the news. No Man's Sky is a game that's gonna be pretty good still. Don't worry,
Maybe.
it's like a month and a half delay.
Maybe.
Probably
This
pretty good
certainly
still.
hasn't had. This
If it
certainly-
gets delayed again, like 6 months.
What if it gets bad and then people blame it because it got delayed?
What if it gets delayed again and then it gets delayed again and then it gets delayed again and they put out a really crappy trailer?
Ooh,
You know, like
that
a really bad
brings
one,
us
like
to our
trailer trash.
Gator trash. Gator.
Trailer trash.
If everyone doesn't say Taylor Tash, it's never actually Taylor Tash.
That's right.
Taylor trash is what we're talking about Taylor
Taylor
Swift. For,
Swift.
Taylor
I
Tash.
was talking about Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was on that show, Home Improvement. Boy, that show was so funny.
This gets longer and longer every time now. This is not-
Woo-wee.
Guys, the Mighty Number 9 trailer is garbage.
I love it.
It's a
I love it.
terrible
I
trailer.
can't
Look
wait.
at that screen.
Look at this screen. You right now. Do you want to do awesome things that are awesome, that are super cool?
Do you like awesome things?
Hello, fellow teens.
Check out. Do you guys like combos?
Do you like dashing? That's a long dash and a short dash. Whoa,
Dash, dash,
super
dash.
cool. You can just dash all over the place.
And you're gonna be dashing slice enemies and make people sadder than anime fans on prom night.
Who probably funded this game?
There was an anime. Remember the Mighty Number 9 anime that got kickstarted?
Also,
and like
it
the
didn't
red,
make
the,
it,
the
but-
red. What was it?
the other
one, like
thing
not
in
Mega
uni-
Man Legends,
but in
thing,
universe,
yes.
yeah.
Wasn't there a new Mega Man anime announced too or something?
Oh, it
animated
was a
thing?
Mega
And-
Man.
Oh, it looks
show.
garbage.
Yeah, I don't like the art at all.
I am waiting
seen
to
it,
see
yeah.
it in like motion and like hear some
That's true.
writing because I don't like necessarily like the new Ninja Turtle designs for like from their Nickelodeon show, but that show's amazing. So and it looks
that's
good
fair.
and it looks good in motion. So
That's
yeah,
fair.
but
Speaking of
it probably will be garbage.
speaking of
movie.
garbage, this game.
Yeah. The gameplay looks okay. Just the rest of the trailer is so
This trailer looked
distracting.
bad.
Like this is trailer
This
so
was put out by
Here's the
Deep
deal.
Silver too.
Yeah, so that's the thing is that like I think it was not it's not the company that's making the game that made this trailer. I think there was some reports
Now-
that they're like on Twitter or something like that the main publisher or the main developer was like this is not what we wanted. This is not what we asked for. We asked
Now
them to make a trailer for us.
Deep Silver is refresh my memory. What else have
They're a
Deep Silver?
publisher. They bought
What else have
they
they
bought
published?
Saints Row. They published the zombie game Dead Island.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Also the other one, Dying Light, and you know the
Got it.
couple other ones they own as well now that I'm blanking on, but they're a fairly decently big size
Hey,
publisher.
you.
Oh my God.
As someone
Here's
who
Hey,
originally
look up,
kickstarted
look down.
this some
No,
odd
don't
years
Oh, wait,
ago,
you did?
I did.
I forgot that you.
I originally
See,
kickstarted
I
this
thought you were joking
years
when you
ago.
said that when
Oh,
we were
no, I
watching the
did.
trailer.
No, I really did. And to be honest, the concept art, like the character art, those bosses looked sick, and the art
no.
style that they were kept publishing looked great. But as someone who it just got delayed and delayed, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna have a game when it comes out, and I'm gonna play it and see how it goes. So I'll let you guys know how it goes.
And-
but like the art style has changed so much.
It hasn't translated
and
that well
it hasn't
into 3D.
It hasn't improved. Like I think that this should have been a two-dimensional side scroller because the two-dimensional art looked slick and it made me feel Mega Man vibes all over again. Or sorry, certain blue robot that shoots things and takes on the powers of other people. And I felt that and I was like, I'm a child again. This is awesome and these bosses are cool. And now like the art style and the trailer sure as hell didn't help. And I
Yeah,
was like,
I think more so than the trailer. I think like the annoyance of the voiceover and stuff. I think people have
It's a
looked.
terrible. But if you haven't seen this trailer, by the way, and you're listening to this, go check it out. It's the most.
really bad.
It's the most condescending.
Dumb,
Like you're an internet nerd. You'll love this.
or
like it's got video.
Well, not to
game
mention,
stuff,
it's just like it's like. There's probably a dash that makes you breakfast. It's like that's not That's not funny.
I don't even know. It's like the person's
I don't know.
Yeah, he says that. I don't know. Like it's
It's like-
I haven't played this dumb game. I'm just talking about it. I don't know.
Also, it's not funny.
it's not
But I
funny
think
at all.
more so than that, I think some people are seeing the trailer, specifically me, and I'm just like, I just feel like this should have been a little bit more impressive looking game for all the money.
It
and
looks
the
like an
time that they've
Xbox. Looks like an
taken.
Xbox Live Arcade game.
It totally does.
Yeah, but like the
Which is
first
first one.
round of
Yeah.
those.
I mean, which isn't bad, but whatever. I don't know.
like
I
a bionic
think
commando rearm.
Yeah. I thought it looked kind of fun to play. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it looks like it could be fun.
I'm gonna tell you guys how it is I'll tell you guys how it is when I
It's
play
never
it.
coming out though.
Oh yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, the trailer says June
has a
27th or something like
trailer
that, right?
now.
That's
But
not real.
they're gonna delay it again. They know it. It's like been delayed so many times.
Honestly, if they delayed it again, said, by the way, our bad, it's now going to be 2-dimensional again, I would be like,
Scrap the
"Please,
whole
Thank
game."
you. I'll give you more
We're
money.
redoing the entire game. I mean, I don't know. I will say this: the gameplay itself, it's hard to tell, but it doesn't look
I just,
bad. It
I
doesn't,
want
mean,
it to
like,
be good.
The art style, I agree with you guys on. I don't think it looks that amazing, but I mean, the game itself could be fun. Like, I don't think that
Could be.
this changes
But the art style,
game.
man.
It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible trailer.
The art style was so full of heart, and now it is generic.
What about Independence Day Resurgence Battle Heroes World of Warriors official announced trailer?
I'm
I
more
don't-
excited
Wait,
for
is
don't-
that really called Independence Day Resurgence Battle Heroes World of Warriors?
I copied and pasted it.
Wait, no, I think maybe that trailer is called World of Warriors.
check.
It doesn't
The
matter.
whole game cannot
But
be
it's
Independence
called-
Day
it's-
Battle Heroes.
It's
World
called
of
Independence Day
Warriors.
Resurgence Battle Heroes. That's the actual game.
Okay, that's it. Okay, good. I was.
World of Warriors is the announced trailer.
Okay.
For turn what seemed to be turn-based phone game, it looked okay. Like,
Sure.
it
I like
looked
the Jeff
fine.
Goldblum one.
The
front.
thing is yeah, it's like
I like that. I like how Jeff Goldblum is on the front, where the game itself is just like these ships shooting each other. So you don't see Jeff Goldblum. The Jeff Goldblum doesn't walk up
no
to you
man,
and go.
you see his little icon in the
Oh,
corner
he's
or
like,
something like
Did
that.
you ever know that for a cost of a pizza, you could own your
3
own
pizzas a month.
computer?
3 pizzas a month. Get it right, Jeff
For
Goldblum.
3 pizzas, just hold the pizza
Just hold
and
the-
get yourself an iMac.
Hot
You
and
come
fresh
out of the box.
Put
anchovies on
it. Okay.
P-I-Z-Z-A.
All right, we're moving on.
I want pizza.
Phone game.
Ghost Recon Wildlands. Wild new
in-engine trailer. I like
Listen.
these. The trailer titles are the longest. I didn't realize this.
No, I
until
just
we
copy and paste
start-
them. It's great.
I know, but until we started doing this segment, I didn't realize how stupid trailer
Or
titles
like
were.
how trailers all have their own titles.
Well,
can't
to be
just be
fair,
called,
you know,
like,
honestly, this
trailer
one's not
number
bad.
3.
It's just wild new. Because Wildlands. Well, why does it say wild new? Never mind. It is stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
Wild new is dumb.
we
Wild new and
are
in-engine. We have to make sure all 3 of
explorers.
those words are.
we are benchers. We are
The best part was the best
we
part.
are mamas. We are
are
papas.
We are judges. we decide who lives and who dies.
You're
And
not
then-
you're not saying like him. He's like we.
Oh yeah, he's like,
are
I'm
dead.
Matthew. I'm Matthew McConaughey.
And we- All right.
All right. No, and he's like,
Something's
the other
going
part,
on.
we gotta hit him right where it hurts. And then they just show a big bag of cocaine.
Yeah, they just show a
We're
big
at-
like table full of
Like-
drugs, like
like-
blocked up drugs, and
and
it
it's
just
like-
explodes.
And we're like, hit him right in the cocaine.
Right in the cocaine. Right in their crippling drug addiction.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Man.
What do you think? I just burst in there and just blow up the table with cocaine? Come on, I got a little more sense than that. Y'all
Yeah,
remember
burst the-
bursting
the-
the door and
the-
blow up the
the-
table with cocaine?
I think this game was alright actually.
This game looks like cocaine.
My thing is like the most intriguing parts of that for me are like
The open world.
things that they're talking about in the game that I don't know are necessary, like in the trailer that I don't necessarily
They don't
sure
show. They don't like show. That
yeah,
much. It's a bunch
our
of shooting
mechanics
people in that trailer.
in the game, like how it's like we have to survive out in the wilderness
Yeah, it's like,
for weeks at a time, just hunting our targets. And
do
I'm
you?
just like,
do you actually? Or
but
is
I'm
it
like,
just
in the
like-
game, do you have to do that? Because
Yeah.
that sounds cool, like having a survival aspect of the game to
Like
also
like that
then
type of
like
game?
yeah, and a scouting like aspect of the game, and then you finally go in and
I mean, Ghost Recon, the original, was like super tactical and super slow, and
this
like
does not look like that. It looks like I mean,
They
the
really-
E3,
they
but
could be.
No, but in E3 they showed a demo of what the game like looks like playing. It's like a third-person shooter.
oh yeah, the first one was a third person.
Get that cocaine! Get that cocaine!
The first one was a third person shooter, and it was super tactical. And even the later ones, Advanced Warfare was still pretty.
Yeah,
Like they're the slower, even slower, probably the slowest versions of the Tom Clancy series.
but they've definitely like amped up the Tom.
Yeah,
they've Call of
maybe.
Duty up a little bit. I'm not
Maybe a
like
little bit.
the Tom Clancy stuff is still more tactical than like Call of Duty.
Sure.
But they've definitely. Dumbed it down is the wrong word. I'm not trying to say
No, I
that
know
they
what
made
you're
it
saying.
like super easy.
Made it
I'm
more
just saying
arcadey.
they've made it a little bit more arcadey.
Maybe.
But all I know about
Even
hitting
Ghost
right
Recon Advanced Warfighter was freaking brutal in a lot of ways and really hard.
Hit 'em right in the cocaine.
Right in the cocaine. All right, let's want to read this one out together again.
Deus Ex, mankind divided,
mechanical
Revolution.
apartheid,
Yeah,
mechanical. Okay, wait, I messed that up.
You messed it up,
The
dude.
line was broken in a weird way.
Deus
Deus
Ex,
Ex, mankind divided,
divided.
mechanical apartheid, live action trailer.
Yeah.
Mechanical apartheid. I'm just gonna say it out loud one more time, just in case it didn't hit home, because we were saying it in like this chanting voice.
Apartheid?
Mechanical apartheid.
Mechanical apartheid.
That's how you say it.
Guys, this game is serious. This game is
I
really
kind
serious.
of like this trailer.
I thought this trailer was pretty good.
It's decent. If this is for a movie, I'd be like, okay.
I thought the trailer
But
was
it's for a
pretty
game,
good,
I'm
except for everybody's terrible acting kept
Yeah.
taking me out
I
of
felt
it.
it felt like very much a really nice web movie.
Yes, or like a
Uh,
very good like
student film.
or bit like I was gonna say like
I would say an okay
Basic.
student.
or like a really good like
Pretty good
the
student
top
film.
tier sci-fi channel movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
kind of.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
actually that
Some
brings
of
it down
some
in
of
my
the,
book.
it was
is
weird
doing
because
that.
some of the graphics like looked pretty good, like all the
yeah,
fake arms
like
and stuff looked
and
really
then
good.
you got a
Yeah,
guy
but the
being like,
acting-
you gotta watch out for your loved ones because these guys are coming, and it's like, oh, like why are you being so overdramatic? That one lady
This one guy, like,
newscaster
shouting,
who was
she's
like,
leaning over. She has her hands on the edge of the desk, like
She's
leaning
like,
over.
This is
what
live
will you
action,
do
by the
when
way.
they come for you?
They are coming for you now, or something like
Yeah.
that. Like,
And
Like even
I can't live like this anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But
like,
seriously, even the
You're
political
gonna kill me.
the political pundits on the most right wing or left wing of the news are nowhere near how overly dramatic they all
Well,
were.
they didn't
It
have.
was
You've
ridiculous.
never seen America in apartheid, have
Oh
you?
my gosh!
There you go.
I've watched
Mechanical
videos.
apartheid.
we have
Well,
humans
not
have
mechanical,
seen America, not
racial.
apartheid.
No,
literally, but,
I
like,
know, but I'm saying.
I mean, here's the thing. This could totally be handled well, and maybe the game will be good. But like when you literally say apartheid, you are
Yeah.
conjuring up very specific, real life, recent images. You better
That's
be
true.
able to handle this with some degree of nuance. And the trailer was just all shouting and all, "This is the worst. They're coming for you. We're ripping you out of your homes. You're gonna be shot. You're gonna be
Ogs, no Ogs.
yeah, like
Ogs.
Ogs only.
I think the world building they did in this trailer was actually pretty good though.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
cool.
thought it
I
was
just don't
pretty
think. But
decent.
you're not gonna play as these characters. You're gonna play as Adam Jensen. He's
That
gonna be
doesn't
like,
matter.
I never asked for this.
I like Adam Jensen. He's a cool guy. Again, I like the Deus Ex. I like Deus Ex Human Revolution. Except for the part where you have to play it, and it's like, oh, I've been speccing my character to be like kind of a more of a covert sort of dude, and he's like really cool. Oh, I'm gonna have to face this boss where
I didn't
gotta-
know apartheid was an
explode.
African's
didn't?
word.
Yeah.
What did you know?
Wait.
What did you think it was?
I didn't know it was specific to like that language though. I just thought it was just what they
Yeah,
called
it's
it.
literally the South African name
Yeah.
for
Wow.
their segregation.
I didn't know if it was a general term for just like segregation or something.
Well, I mean, it kind of has. Not.
that
General
makes
term
it,
is the wrong word.
makes it
It's
really weird then.
It's become a charged term that you can throw around if you want to make a political like point. But
Yeah.
it's,
I know, but then it's,
but
now
it's
yeah,
literal.
like you
It
said,
is
yeah.
literally yeah.
I didn't know
Just
if it
how,
was
like,
a general term.
Just how like
Like Civil War is not like obviously.
American only.
Yeah, it's not an
thing,
American
although
only thing.
You ask, you don't, if you don't ask an American, they'll say it.
It's a superhero only thing.
Yep.
It's a superhero thing.
This is a superhero thing. You wouldn't get it.
Just superhero.
Hey, listen, guys. I used to be part of an international superhero peace force, and I can say that it definitely wasn't as colorful as they make it look like.
Okay,
I'm not a
Wednesday.
young man anymore.
All right,
Get off my lawn.
and the last
Mechanical
one.
apartheid. Can they pull it off?
Maybe.
Video games
Sure.
do not have a track record that makes me believe that it will.
What are you saying? Video games can't be nuanced?
I'd say they
Are you
don't
saying
often.
video
they
games
are
aren't
not
art?
They are not often nuanced.
That's true.
Video games is art.
I never said they weren't.
Monster Hunter Stories Japanese trailer.
Whoa!
Winner!
The best best trailer ever.
Let's go.
I don't even know, really.
Let's do some crazy anime, funny team up with monsters, fight other monsters.
I put this
and
in so I could watch it with
stuff.
Ricardo and
Yeah.
have him react
Got
exactly
some
what I thought he
sweet-
would.
Yeah,
Stuff.
Ethan was like, Ricardo's
Looking
gonna watch this trailer
around.
and be like,
You can ride on- You can ride
That's
on a
exactly what
Rathalos, you
Ricardo
can ride
did.
on a Zenogre, you can ride on a Brachydios, you can ride on a
know these
Legiacris, you
names.
can ride on a Nargacuga.
I had
I think
Legiacus
he's
on my
just
wrist
making- I
once.
think he's just making up.
Those aren't names.
No, those are real names. Ask me.
You can ride on a Pikachu. You can ride on a
well,
Super
that's-
Chupu.
Those are real names.
Yeah.
If you can ride
Well,
as a
not the
Gudo,
second
you
one.
can dodge a ball.
Ask me. I'll describe any monster for you that I just said.
What's wrong with the
Describe-
unicorn face?
Yeah, that's called
I can't
Unicorno.
remember that guy. That guy's lame. That guy's lame.
Well, we figured it out. He's not a true Monster Hunter
Not a true
fan.
Monster Hunter
believer.
fan, I guess.
That guy's lame.
Nah.
No, but seriously, that trailer made me want to play that game. And there's actually 2 new Pokemon games coming out this year. So the fact that I want to play a different kind of game that's kind of in the
The
same
thing is
vein.
like I don't know even when this would come west. 'Cause-
It's coming out in Japan.
it's a
in,
giant-
Yeah, Japan in like
in
August?
October.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
so
They-
we're not going to see it this year.
They
maybe. Well, I mean,
they-
we're getting Monster Hunter.
This looks like Monster Hunter with a
Generations.
story. Is kind of what this looks like. Like more. I mean, I know
It's-
Monster Hunter's like kind of like a
Uh-huh.
quest
Characters.
system,
No,
like,
but
like,
yeah,
like
I
characters
I
and
see what you're
story.
saying. It looks like potentially it's a JRPG with Monster Hunter
Like
characters.
yeah, it looks like turn. I mean, it didn't show the combat, but it looks like it might be turn-based
Could
combat.
quite
Kind of like the
possibly
the
be.
way they were arranged
Mhm.
on the battlefield for their shots. They were kind of like it was like turn-based.
Yeah.
So
So the winner, guys, Monster
Hunter.
Hunter Japanese trailer.
Is that really?
Yeah.
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 I like
all
that
the
best.
others were.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
I like
as
the,
well.
the Human Revolution. That was interesting.
All right.
I thought it was an interesting student film that was okay
That
produced.
they
It was
said,
just I don't know.
that
it's
they
more-
said, hey, can we add some After Effects in here and then we can call it our trailer?
hey, there was some pretty decent special effects in that.
Yeah. Again, it's not badly
It was mostly
shot.
the acting.
That was
had
the
the
acting was
issue.
And
bad.
the very and the
I,
seriousness.
I
of
felt
the
like
script,
it just
and
the
script
coloring
just
was a web
being-
movie, but honestly, it made me more interested in the universe than I was like, oh, okay.
I like-
Although, what was that movie at E3 or not movie video game at E3 that was very similar to this, where it was like,
Oh, was that the Heavy Rain one?
yeah,
or
I think
no?
so, and it was the
Wait, what?
how she was a robot and she escaped
Yes.
or something, but all her
it was like
she unlocked herself or something. All everyone else was like a slave
Yeah.
robot.
so like they were
Whoa,
all
I
yeah,
missed
like,
the
it was
call.
like
When
there-
did I missed this.
there
Yeah,
were
you
like
definitely saw it.
there were like robots in like stalls, like you would park them in like stalls and stuff,
and
they
they're
would
all
just
in the
do
back of
whatever,
they're all in the back of the
Mhm.
subway.
Mhm.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Yeah. Okay. It was like, and then like, was someone helping her or something like that?
Something
or,
like that. I
or
can't
she
remember.
had like, it was called like the name of the game was just her name,
Mhm.
like right, like that.
Oh yeah, it was based off that tech demo. Yes, I remember this
Yeah.
part now. I don't remember
But that
what
was
it's
shown
called.
like a while ago. Was it this
Wasn't
year?
Heavy Rain? Was it?
Yeah, it was
for
by the Heavy
people
Rain
at
people because everyone was like, "Wow, this actually seems really interesting." But so did
It's
Heavy
probably,
Rain or
but
whatever.
yeah, it's probably going to be handled really clumsily because mechanical apartheid
Jason.
is again a difficult.
Jason.
mechanical apartheid. Hey, even
Jason.
Overwatch has that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Like,
Overwatch
the-
does handle it with literal subtlety. In fact, it's so subtle you wouldn't even know
the
if you
year-
played the game.
Yeah,
the
it's
year, the year of this is the year of mechanical oppression.
No, but
This
no, it
year.
actually, but literally though, it handles
2016.
it with some subtlety because
That's
like
'cause they
even
haven't blamed
even
it out, yeah.
well even in the lore, it's kind of like it
It's
is like
glossed
a.
over. It's not their main thing.
It's not like it's not like the by the way, this is the most important thing in the world.
But look
like,
around.
Yeah.
Someone has to do something. We have to do something.
So that video plays on the console versions. I don't know how to get that video to
Oh,
show
it
up on
doesn't
it doesn't play on
play?
the PC version.
Oh yeah, it just plays when you like
Launch
before
the- for- yeah,
before
you-
you get to the like main menu.
Yeah. Doesn't
Or
I,
the-
there must
the
be a way to
start
play. There must be a
It
way
plays
to
it when
play
you
out.
first start it up.
I didn't
Mm.
have it on mine.
That's because you probably started the beta.
The
and
beta,
probably
and
already
it just
played
it counts as me
Remember.
already playing
Not-
the game.
Not to harp on one more thing about
By the way, Overwatch. We didn't talk about that
Overwatch.
at all yet, guys. Let's
not one
mention
to
that.
not to harp on one more thing about Overwatch, but I do enjoy the fact that like from a face value, a lot of that lore stuff is so vague that you can just kind of insert your own like feelings and thoughts about like what you're doing into it.
good lore kind of does that in my opinion. It leaves enough room for you to kind of like it doesn't spell literally everything
It's
out
not
for
like
you.
attacking the payload, you're bad guys, you defending it, you're good guys, go fight. No,
Yeah,
it's just like
it's just
you
like-
guys are trying to do a good thing.
Yeah.
And you tell me the reason why you're trying to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's multiplayer games, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like.
I think that because they haven't spelled out literally every single part of it.
Matt and I were talking about
it's
that.
just,
How he was like, "I want to see Overwatch 2," and I was like, "I don't think." You said, "Yeah, I don't even know if they could do the writing for that."
Yeah, I don't think because I was
They
like.
probably couldn't handle that much
I
writing.
would watch. I was like, I'll watch a full movie because their shorts have been so good, and I was like, I'll watch a full movie of that. The animation is so amazing. The characters are interesting. The world is cool. I'm interested. I went and read a bunch of lore this weekend about.
Oh, nice.
Again, that's the most I've done on any Blizzard game because most of the Blizzard lore is, to me, I find
it's also incomprehensible.
it's just yeah, and so this one is just like really cool, and there's a cool history behind how Overwatch is created and why, and what the Omnics even are, and like why their like civil rights movement is going on, and all that kind of stuff.
I did a little bit of that
Yeah,
myself today,
and so
honestly,
it
too.
actually-
just for characters, like I was like, I want to know more about Reinhardt. He's 61. What's going on?
Yeah,
Have you seen him without his helmet?
Yeah.
He's like a gray old, like he's a gray older dude.
He doesn't complain about it though. Not like Soldier 76.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
Well, there's
right.
a-
Whining about it.
There's a really great victory the play the game video with Reinhardt where he goes like
Oh, yeah,
and, then-
like his
and
back
that's
throws out,
the whole
he
and that's
throws
the
out
whole
his back.
victory
That
trailer.
worked
He throws-
perfect on an audio podcast.
Yeah, he throws out his back.
He
Okay.
basically throws out his back.
He flexes and throws out his back.
But yeah,
Yeah, that game makes me want to go dig into it, and so it would be cool to see a movie. And then I thought about Blizzard writing a full
thing is-
60, 90-minute movie. And I'm
again,
like,
they already released like the first 4 shorts or whatever in theaters, like as a 30-minute thing
Yeah.
you can watch or whatever like that. And I feel like I would like to see that collected, kind of like a Clone War, like a Genndy Tartakovsky style Clone Wars, sort of just
having someone
little
else direct
minions,
it maybe
short,
could work.
shorts.
But then again, Warcraft, and we've been hearing
Not
slow,
great things
yeah,
about
not
it.
so
I
great
actually
things.
am more curious than ever, actually, to see how that movie is. Let's watch it. Let's go watch it right now.
It's
not out.
It's not.
It's next week.
Huh.
All right.
All right.
Well, while Ricardo whines, we'll close out this podcast, and we'll ask you to go visit our Facebook and our Twitter. Pixel_Legends on Twitter. Look us up on Facebook. You can find it yourself. You'll find it. The podcast is on iTunes. If you're listening to it on there, we really appreciate it. If you just give us a little bit of a review. And if you subscribe to the podcast, that'd be great as well. We'd like that. Thank you for listening. Go ahead and check us out on our website. We got a Mario Breakers we just recorded today. So that'll be going up hopefully pretty soon this week. And Ricardo's been doing his Estes for the rest of this podcast. I'm sure Overwatch has been eating into that.
I have actually been brainstorming an episode. I'm going to be doing it this week. It's about a particular character that everybody loves and knows.
Bastion.
Dark Souls.
Yeah,
From Dark Souls.
Bastion.
Yes.
Tracer.
I gotta say this on the podcast. I got a Road to Evo coming out. So
Oh, hey.
Nice.
I was going to say,
Coming
you've
out.
actually
Coming
got something coming.
are you coming out? I mean, I thought about it a lot. I'm gonna actually sit down and record it, but yeah.
All right. So with that, yeah, go ahead and check us out. PixelLegends.com
Tales of Vesperia.
with 1 L. Brandon's going to be streaming something on Twitch. Check him out.
Maybe make it into this thing. I don't know.
Make it a day. Make it a day, we'll promote it.
Twitch.tv/spookums.
Yeah.
That's probably not
Got it.
actually. Is that your Twitch?
No,
handle?
I'm still Clown Zombie on Twitch.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't updated yet. Someone else has
Twitch.tv/clownzombie.
Spookums, apparently.
You have to go. You have to go murder them. You have to go
We'll
murder.
We'll go kill 'em.
All right. Well, with that, we will leave you until next week. Have a good one. An Xbox One. An Xbox One 2.
Xbox One, Scorpio, Cancer.
Don't joke about-
Noon.